What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. Reserved for the best is super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at 6th_element_comics. Yeah, because comic books are the sixth element of hip hop. What's good, Stew Dog?
What's good?
You ain't ready yet?
Yeah, we getting there. Just give me a couple seconds.
Let me be the first to welcome the few people that have shown. Listen, guys, this is the first annual Halloween special, Sixth Element Halloween special. We're gonna do this every year. We started advertising for this literally Saturday. So I'm surprised that there's even 6 people in here right now, but I'm sure that's gonna grow, as we're on. And listen, guys, if you're in the chat right now and you got a costume and you want to come on the show, just say so in the chat. We'll figure out and what I'll do. Shout out Octavia Alexander, salute, happy Halloween, Lauren Rad, happy Halloween, brother. So yeah, if you guys got the costume and you want to come on the show, there's numerous ways we can do it. You could Instagram me, DM me, or email. You could I think that's what we'll do. I will post my email and my Instagram, and then you guys can just hit me up with your email address. We'll talk in the chat, be like, yeah, I want to come on the contest. I'm going to email you the link to actually come on and be on the screen live with Stu and I and the other co-hosts and guests as they get here and arrive for the night. Because we doing this all night. We're going to kick it. We starting it is 8 p.m. Salute ASAP Imagination in the building. Peace. Yeah, but it is 8 p.m. So we are starting. This is our late show because Halloween. You know what I'm saying? That's how we get down. And it's creepier and funner to do it late because it's Halloween. But people are trick or treating. To be honest, people are trick or treating. They're out with their kids. They're doing their thing. And so we thought better to start the show, a little later than usual. For that reason. And we are going to have a costume contest if enough people show up with costumes. Like I said, this is our first annual. So the idea came to me Saturday, and it's Monday. So I'm going to keep it a buck. The idea for this came to me Saturday, and I got on Instagram, started, posting ads and things like that I could do. Just to try and get some people up in here, you know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna do this next year with full promotion, you know what I'm saying? Give it some time and ads and let people know what's happening so that we can hopefully get a real big ass turnout. Because I'd love to have the screen with 15 little screens with 15 people on with us live, you know what I'm saying? Doing costumes next year, that would be dope. But like I said, guys, anybody wants to come on and show their costume, just let me know in the chat and we'll get you right up on here on the screen. And break it down. Norrin Rad, thank you though for that. Speaking of the mask, so what you got here is my Sith Lord mask. My Sith Lord, I am Darth Noir. So let me get you some light so we can see what we're doing. So what I did is I took a Reaper from Overwatch, the game Overwatch, took a Reaper mask, added some color, took a Star-Lord mask, cut part of it off. Got these cool horns, little spikes and shit right here. I got these 2 metal spikes I got sticking out of here. You can't really see it on the screen too well, but I got metal spikes coming out of here, and got these screwed in with some screws. So yeah, man, it's pretty dope. The cloak I actually sewed up myself, just you know what I'm saying. Got the old sewing machine and made up a joint. Here's the full body look. All right, that's the full body look with the robe and the lightsaber and the whole 9. Here's a little close up. This is without the cloak. Close up. So I made that whole thing. I'm currently the reason I got these pictures because I'm currently not wearing the underpiece, this piece, because that
You know,
fucking thing is hot as hell.
you said you're not wearing any underwear. What the heck? What the heck
No,
is
I ain't
going
say
on?
that. I ain't say nothing like
Oh,
that.
okay, okay,
No,
okay.
no, no,
I
no.
thought that's what you
Drawers
said.
is
I thought.
on. No.
No,
But I'm
oh,
not
okay. I
wearing
thought
this.
you.
No.
Oh, okay. I mean, I mean, I was getting ready to say, we all got, something that
I
we
mean,
all got our fetishes. We all have our fetishes. I get it.
listen,
I understand. I don't judge.
I didn't say I wasn't wearing underwear, but that doesn't
Oh,
mean that I
okay.
am.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't. And normally when I do, there's no telling what kind they're gonna be.
I'm just
So
saying I might be butt naked under this Sith robe. You never know. But this so I designed this cosplay, this jacket thing that you see me here wearing right here a couple of years ago when Halloween was just so damn cold. I mean, it was like freezing one year. I think it was like 40 degrees and we were trying to trick or treat, man. So the next year I made this really warm jacket. Like that costume is like hot. It's very hot to the point that I had to take it off. Couldn't wear it. So yeah, there you go. That's what it looks like when I have it on. The Hakama pants, the samurai pants, I made those too. Oh man, thank you for that too. Yeah, because Reno Noir, so Darth Noir, and that's one they never used. I'm surprised they never used that because Noir. I mean, yeah, but I'm glad they didn't. It's funny too because my nickname Reno Noir actually came from a Star Wars game. Like my name Reno, my nickname Reno. There we go. We got Stu Dog in the building, rocking the Batman. My man's got the Adam West on, baby. Sir. But
somebody got to do it.
you know. But yeah, y'all, we still have a great show. I mean, just talking about all the joints, but we still got a great show. We're gonna talk about all this stuff. Check out P. Diddy. That's P. Diddy. That's Puff Daddy right there. Unrecognizable. Hell of a costume. P.
It's
Diddy
dope,
doing this.
man. You can't even
Yeah.
tell that's really him. Like
Nah,
that's
not at all.
that's dope, man. When he did that, man. I gotta take
Yeah,
my hat off to him on that. I
definitely.
really do.
Yeah, he did his thing. But shout out to speaking of taking hats off and whatnot, my man right here, ASAP Imagination. We've had him on the show many times, reviewed a lot of their comic books because they have some amazing indie comic stories and stuff. And we've got a little slideshow, a little Halloween slideshow with cosplayers or Halloween costume people, Halloween people wearing costumes based on the characters from the ASAP Imagination comic books, indie comic books. So let me run that real quick right here. This is really cool. It's just a minute long, but check these out, man. These are cool. ASAP. So this guy is Foe, and there's the comic version, and there's the live action version. Friend of Foe. Everybody's doing the challenge. Friend of Foe challenge. That's pretty dope. Pretty dope. Friend of Foe is a great book. Dope characters. Phenomenal writing. I think there's another character in here too. So download your free mask at asapimagination.com for your foe. And then we got Sister Grimm, another character. Wow, those are cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. So those are the books right there. Oh, it's not gonna hang out, but yeah, man. Big shout out to Paul over at ASAP, man, and we got yep. We got him. So yeah, bro, we got I feel like turning this AC on. I'm telling you, this thing is hot. All right. Let's rock it like this. So I can breathe. Yo, shout out to the chat. Everybody that's in the chat right now, man. Thanks for coming, hanging out. Like I said, this is our first annual Halloween special. We we had the idea Saturday. Literally started advertising for it Saturday, and we out here though. Slade Wilson in the building. Salute, Slade. What's good? Derpy 501st. I'm here for the Batman costume contest. What's good? So here's what we're doing. If you are wearing your costume, you want to jump on the screen and kick it with us. Put my Instagram on the chat. So what I want you guys to do is DM me your email address, and I am going to shoot you the link to join us here on screen. And then once everybody's in, we'll ask the chat. We'll do. Oh, you said content. I said the Batman content. Okay. You did say content. My bad, because I thought it was a typo. He did say content. Yeah, well, that's what's up. But anyways, for anybody that does want to join the show, that's my Instagram. Shoot me a DM with your email, and I will get you the link. Okay, getting some messages from some folks. So what'd you guys do, Stu? You guys trick-or-treated already?
Yes, sir. And but you know what? We had to cut it short. It started rain. It's raining here. They canceled the Phillies game. It's raining so bad. The Phillies were supposed to play tonight. Everybody was looking forward to it, but unfortunately we couldn't. I hope everybody played the Powerball for tomorrow. And we did what we normally do: trick or treat, go get a little pizza, and bring it on home. But we had to cut it short tonight because it was just the rain just killed it all. It just killed it. It's sad. It should be a crime that it rains on Halloween.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Slade said, I ain't got no costume, but I'm here. That's cool, man. Y'all already know, man. Outlaw JBC, salute. My man out here blowing trees, blowing smoke. I like it. So yeah, y'all got. Hold on. Oh wait, I thought I did send him the link. My bad. Wait, I know I did. Come on, bro. Hang on, let me get Spade. We got Sada in the building. Just hopped on. Sada, what's good?
Hello, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
She made it.
Yes,
she made it. Awesome. Yeah, Spadeonomics is coming through. Wait, oh, he wants me to email it. Wait, I did email it already. Sada, what are you dressed up as right now?
I am Black Canary tonight.
Oh, I didn't know you was eating. My bad. Let me.
Oh no, you're fine.
Big DC guy. That's not a fan of Snyderverse. Sorry, the writing is lazy and the direction and camera work was cool, but the tone not it as a DC movie universe. That's just me.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Yeah.
I'm Black Canary tonight, folks.
Black Canary.
Fishnets included.
Nice.
Up,
yeah, I saw the pic on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's on. But yeah, guys. So that send me them DMs. DM me your email if you want to join the show and show off your costume. In the meantime, what is Spade talking about, bro? What is he talking about? Just come on, dude. Just come on. Talk. Let me make sure, because I'm pretty sure I sent the email to people. Just want to make sure that everybody. I think I sent it to. Got it. Yeah, I sent it to him. All right, you already got it, B. All right. Moving right along. I promise. Oh, what happened to the White Vision? Remember White Vision?
Yeah, what happened with
I
that?
heard, yeah, I
Yeah,
heard
it
they're
didn't
supposed to be
go.
coming out with a show for that or something like that, right?
I think yeah, something like that. Because ever since Thanos was killed in Avengers Endgame, the MCU has endured a reconstruction period during the Phase 4 that sort of challenged the ideas of change in the MCU. And one of the early ways that was explored was WandaVision. And we had Wanda struggled with the death of Vision and stuff. And then I remember he became uh one of the biggest surprises was when White Vision showed up. Because in the comics, he was he came when the previous when his original model was destroyed, uh,
Hmm.
kind of like a rebirth. And as a result of his rebirth, the new Vision had no emotional ties to anyone or anything,
Yep.
including Wanda. And then so Wanda Vision tried to sort of tackle that same character with a similar narrative, but did so in a way that allowed the reborn character to confront his hidden life, head on. And even though he's vanished, it's unlikely he hid in one place ever since. Like I think the White Vision was designed to defeat Wanda within her hex. In fact, the moment he appeared, he immediately did what anything he could do to destroy her. But the hex version of the Vision fought off the new counterpart while Wanda faced off with Agatha. But even though the two visions fought, the climax of their battle was explored in a thought experiment. The pacified
Mm.
White Vision and allowed Hex Vision to open up the former's mind and gift him the data and memories from his previous life, so he wouldn't be like blank Vision. And then learning that he's still Vision, White Vision left the scene, never to be seen again.
That was kind of
But
a missed opportunity. I thought
yeah,
he would have been like at least mentioned in like Multiverse of Madness, but he wasn't. So it's
yeah,
like, where's he been all this time?
I'm saying, man,
Wow.
and yeah. But I think you're right, Stu. I think that because there was something that's why I just brought that up because I saw something about them doing something with White Vision. Um, but yeah, he would be like Loki when he watched his future while the TVA, um, forcing his growth to accelerate. However, for White Vision, it would be a hero as he may be the Vision, but he's not the one that came before. He's just like but by embracing his more heroic roots, he could make a grand reappearance. I think, like Secret Wars or whatever. But he was a dope addition, I think, to the MCU. But like you said, it's not a big missed opportunity, man. I want to find out what happened to him or where
Yeah, I
they
think that he was a good addition. I feel like having this Vision who's very emotionalist, who's just not really tied to anyone, like that could be very interesting to explore.
Yeah,
Especially like if Wanda were there because she just feels so strongly for him and he's just like not he's just not like reciprocating. So
right,
it
right.
would have been kind of cool. And if he does get a show, that would be nice to look
Yeah, yeah.
forward.
Would be a good
That'd be
dramatic,
great.
yeah,
That'd be
dramatic,
great.
yeah, confrontations and stuff. Um, didn't show up in my email. Um, damn it. Everybody's hitting me up now with issues. Come on, B. Well, sorry about this, guys. I'm so sorry. Um, oh, we did get a new Venom too. A new they hooked him up too. Like, check this out. So, because Venom after beating Null, I think he is the symbiote god
Yeah, the
that
symbiote god,
Null,
yeah.
yeah, he sort of took Null's place. Come here. There we go. Boom.
And he's got hair.
Right. Just checking out the chat. But yeah, that's new Vision or new Venom rather. Because he now he's the black and now he's the King in Black imbued. Because now you know, I think he's even more powerful than the King in Black was at this point. And it, you know what I'm saying? And now that Eddie has been stranded across time and space, his son Dylan has been left to fend for himself against the whole thing. And everybody, even after bonding to Venom, Dylan has been outmatched in every instance. But now with his consciousness trapped within a symbiote prison, Dylan has been forced to become, you know what I'm saying, the real Venom, the brutal Venom that fans have been waiting for. And Venom number 12, I want you guys to check out, finds Dylan locked in combat with a version of his father, Eddie Brock, wielding the Venom symbiote. And this sort of amalgamation of all the fear and anger and resentment that Dylan has amassed isn't really Eddie. It is a very real, you know, foe for him. It's not like his dad, and one that forced, you know, his opponent to land a fatal blow to end the fight. And worse, this living effigy of Eddie doesn't have any of the answers that Dylan has been, you know, so desperate to find. If you've been reading, and at least not in regard to why things fell apart, you know, between them, their relationship, but experience, what the experience does offer Dylan is a better understanding of who he is than anyone, you know, anything or anyone else ever could give him. And you know, as well as the opportunity to emerge as his true self for the very first time. And his true connection to Venom, you know, like really becoming. And after an unnerving rebirth process within the symbiote prison, and his body being like reunited with Venom, the symbiote, in the outside world, Dylan discovers the meaning behind his own unique abilities. And despite Eddie and Anne Wing being Dylan's birth parents, his body is a hybrid between human and Clintar, which Clintar is the name of the alien race that is the symbiotes, the Clintar. And this was previously exploited by the original King in Black, Null, who attempted to take Dylan's body as his own body. That's what he wanted to do, was he wanted to inhabit Dylan's body. And Eddie tried to burn away the symbiote in Dylan's veins. But in truth, he just sort of hid this aspect of Dylan inside Venom, you know what I'm saying, where it had been sort of waiting patiently to be unleashed as Codex. The concept of a Codex, as it pertains to the symbiotes in the Marvel Universe, is something that is inextricably tied to the Hive, through which nearly all the Clintar are connected. And not only does the Hive connect individual symbiotes, but it contains a record, a codex of every host that it has ever bonded to. And these living copies of a person's consciousness were the means by which Eddie Brock and Flash Thompson resurrected themselves during the events of King in Black. But Dylan has proven time and time again that their connection to the Hive is not permanent. And with more than, you know, with just a touch, Dylan is capable of repelling and destroying lesser symbiotes just by touching them. And he also has previously stripped them of their place with the Hive, although apparently not without keeping a piece of them for himself. And yeah, it's phenomenal, bro. This story is dope. And from the vaguely ominous explanation given alongside Dylan's transformation, the mantle he has taken on is far more literal than his predecessor's existence implied. Because introduced in 2020's Venom number 27, the alternate version of Dylan known as Codex was his world's worst nightmare as the leader of a fascist symbiote state. And while the primary Eddie and Dylan were eventually able to defeat the villainous variant, their experience never implied that Codex would emerge in the main Marvel universe, and certainly, not as a hero. Then again, it never implied that the name Codex meant Dylan would grow to become a living symbiote hive of his own. But the blood red stains of Dylan's Venom emblem may have come from the memory of his father that he slayed inside the symbiote prison. But the sword that he has now is an obvious reference to the King in Black's Null's sword, which is dope. And considering Dylan and the progenitor of all symbiotes shared such a close bond, it makes sense that there would be a piece of Null within Dylan for him to sort of wield as his own. Astonishingly, as this revelation is, the implications that it carries is even more intriguing. Because assuming Dylan's Codex powers work the same for every symbiote he has found a connection with, it would mean that he could have access to a near infinite number of forms and abilities. Kind of like we kind of see Carnage do, but on an exponential level. It would also mean that the King in Black finally has a proper successor, and that Meridius' reign can finally be brought to an end. I can't wait. But yeah, it's Venom. It's Venom number 12, where we're gonna see that first costume. So get Venom number 12, y'all, because it's a first appearance issue. So that's always gonna be valuable. It's always gonna go up. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with Venom lately. I've been too engrossed in reading Batman. And I've been into it too.
Very fitting with your costume.
Yeah, man. I know. I've been very into Batman. Especially the fail-safe saga that's going on right now. It's really dope. We actually get to see Batman, Zenara, or however you say it. And it's just dope, man. It's just dope right now.
Yeah.
They're really killing it right now. Batman's killing it right now.
What title? What's the title?
Just Batman. The Batman.
Oh. Okay.
Batman 125. What it is right now, Penguin fakes his own death, but he makes it seem like Batman did it. So Batman has a contingency plan for himself that if he goes rogue, this robot activates that he created that can take him out. And it's called Failsafe. So Failsafe is now trying to kill Batman because it looks like Batman killed Penguin, but he didn't. And Catwoman did a secret investigation and found out that Penguin, not only did he fake his death, but he had plastic surgery to change his face, things of that nature. And he's just sitting around chilling, watching everything unfold. And he's talking to Catwoman, talking like he's turned over a new leaf. But in all actuality, he didn't. He actually planned the whole thing to go down like that. So he's like, look, hopefully, Failsafe kills Batman, and Penguin's children can inherit, some of his crime. I don't know, his crime amenities, and it's just it's a big thing. His brother, I didn't know he had a brother and sister. They came into the picture.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really good, bro. It's really good. Really
good. Sounds like it. Yeah, that's a dope one. There's what else is dope? Oh, I'm gonna get into this in a minute. Well, matter of fact, what else are we doing? The mutants have some dope shit going on. So that title that I've been sort of talking about, Judgment Day, Axe, is Fucking dope. Let me get you guys an image. Squirt. This is crazy. Oh yeah, my boy. I guess what's his name? Giancarlo is actually possibly really going to be playing Professor X. However you feel about that, that's a thing.
We got
Some people.
We got a new Professor X.
Yeah. My boy. This guy, my homeboy.
Oh no, what's his name?
Giancarlo Esposito.
Giancarlo.
Yeah, he'll be playing this guy.
Man.
I don't see it.
I don't know.
I don't see it.
I don't know. Shout out to Metaphysics in the building. So I need to get back on Venom as well. I left the War of Realms. War of Realms was dope. Spawn has been hard as hell. Yeah, the King in Black whole saga was just crazy good. I mean, that's the best Venom shit that I think's ever been written. But Axe. So spoiler alert for Axe Judgment Day number 6. Marvel's Judgment Day crossover event has ended, and the X-Men have not only won their war against the Eternals, they now rule Earth as humanity's new gods. And I couldn't be happy.
Whoa.
This is the X-Men. This is my favorite shit. And the X-Men have struggled. I don't mean just the X-Men, mutants period have struggled since their inception. They've always been struggling. That's kind of their character, is to be the underdog, and always sort of trying to catch up and stay alive. And so when Krakoa happened and they sort of got into the position where they could say, humans, you can't fuck with us. This is our island. You can't come on it. Even if you want to. Like, they got it to the point, what I'm saying, where they were really on top. Now the X-Men, once carefully keeping their precious resurrection technology to themselves, now allow humans to use it and return from the dead. So if you've been reading anything X-Men Mutants for the past, 2 years, you know that they have the ability to come back to life. Anytime a mutant dies, they can be resurrected with their consciousness as it was uploaded, I think, the day before or something like that. So, but only mutants had been able to do that, and now they're so. But the X-Men have a dark secret regarding human resurrection, and Axe Judgment Day number 6 shows why the mutants now rule over humans for the first time. This is huge. Okay, this is Magneto's prophecy, right? 4 years ago, and in the continuity. And but if you've been following Marvel, if you've been a fan of comics, you guys know the mutants have never been running. So this is dope. The progenitor Celestial has heard enough. He after giving humanity 24 hours to justify their existence on Earth, it decides humans and mutants and Eternals will never be worthy, and it begins to destroy the planet. A desperate mission led by Iron Man inside the Celestial by a group of Avengers, X-Men, and Eternals manages to convince the progenitor that its logic is fundamentally flawed. It restores the destroyed world to normal and perishes in the process. Now the heroes got to pick up the pieces of the world, and especially in the wake of a revelatory Eternals announcement. This is in Axe Judgment Day number 6, written by Kieran Gillen. The Eternals announced their secret regarding resurrection, which is a human must die whenever they return. So the Eternals have always been immortal or whatever. So, but when an Eternal, they're not really like, they die and they're resurrected. But the secret that no one knew is that every time an Eternal is resurrected, a human dies somewhere as an exchange. And for their part, the X-Men make a different announcement The Phoenix Foundation, created by Jean Grey, will allow human minds to be backed up in cerebro, just like mutant minds and consciousness have been, for later resurrection, exactly like the X-Men have been doing. And the sick and the vulnerable humans are prioritized, but only the X-Men can choose precisely who they'll bring back. So it's not like all the billionaires of the world get to do this and everyone else is fucked. It's not like that. X-Men ain't doing it that way. So they control who lives and dies. And it's huge. Mutant resurrection is possible through a combination of factors. You got Professor X's mind and Cerebro, which sort of downloads the consciousness. And then there's 5 mutants with unique powers that by themselves really are irrelevant. But when you put the 5 powers together, you have the resurrection ability. And, like one of the mutants makes eggs. And another one, I don't know. It's like they all have a thing that by themselves would be useless, but together they can literally bring people back to life. So that's dope. That's Jonathan Hickman's brilliant writing. Since the X-Men control all these elements, they also control resurrection and effectively has mastery over life and death. And this power has world-changing implications. What if a war between 2 countries ends in a victory for one nation because the X-Men resurrected their soldiers, And what if world leaders who support Krakoa are prioritized for resurrection over those who would not support Krakoa? So they really run shit. And while the Eternals can no longer resurrect, the X-Men keep their resurrection technology and share it with the world. But it comes at a price. The X-Men, of course, have a bias, and they'll prioritize their own survival, obviously. And they wouldn't resurrect anyone who poses a significant threat to their island or their own kind.
That makes sense.
Right, and rightly so. But the X-Men may not be able to, save people from death, but they are able to bring people back. And since they control exactly who and when, Jean Grey's assertion is that the body is independent from Krakoa. Doesn't prevent the Foundation from being independent from mutants. So the mutants now hold dominion over humanity. Magneto's words in 2019 during X-Men's Krakoa reboot were, "You have new gods now." And, he couldn't have been more accurate at this point. But yeah, so if you guys haven't been reading that, you want to do that because that's the biggest shit in Marvel right now, in my opinion. Yeah, gold ball.
It sounds like it.
This is the latest mutant run. If so, I'm at a comic book store tomorrow. So this is, it's called. Is it called Axe or Judgment Day? It's called Axe Judgment Day. AXE Judgment Day, and the AXE stands for Avengers X-Men Eternals. So it's A.X.E. So it's an acronym, AXE Judgment Day, and so it includes Avengers, Eternals, and X-Men. But yeah, it's also an event, a crossover event. So it's covering all the mutant titles and shit. So I definitely recommend it. You definitely want to check that out. It's dope.
Yeah, I've been meaning to read those, man. I just haven't done it.
Yeah, they're good. They're real good. I think I got some right laying out here somewhere, but yeah. Oh, so new Spider-Man news. Let me see if I can get this out. Wait, that's not there. You go. Andrew Garfield. I'm an Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker. I think he's the best Peter Parker. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. I know everybody has their own opinion and their own reasons, but I'm a Team Garfield dude. And since the release of No Way Home, like we've been hearing, sort of rumors and reports that Sony's planning to bring Andrew Garfield back as Spider-Man in the Amazing Spider-Man 3, because we never got the third one. And, rumors once again took hype during the re-release of No Way Home. And, and following the huge fan demand, the studios may have finally considered a threequel to the 2012 movie series. Following Garfield's last appearance as Spider-Man No Way Home, fans have been continuously demanding the return of Amazing Spider-Man. It's been people have been relentless, and now that I think we're starting to see more of these studios, the Star Wars and DC, starting to listen to fans and actually, do shit that we want. So it's dope. And recent reports have also suggested that the studio has taken a step forward and has a deal with Garfield, actually. And under this new deal, Garfield would appear in several upcoming films as Spider-Man, not just one. So, and the studio might not only focus on bringing the actor back, but also on finally bringing the audience back to theaters, not streaming. Because I think the studio is looking more for theatrical stuff, and a reliable source has revealed that both Sony and Marvel are planning Garfield's comeback together. So it's not just Sony, it's Marvel and Sony together. The Twitter user at Emberon Main revealed that Sony and Marvel have signed the deal with the mainstream star for the Amazing Spider-Man 3. So, following the pandemic, people started preferring streaming platforms instead of going to theaters, obviously because of COVID. But now that has sort of died down, some people are starting to go back to the theaters, and Spider-Man No Way Home definitely brought fans to the theaters and broke movie records to set prior to the pandemic. The film proved that people are finally ready to go back to movie theaters, and it's one of the highest grossing movies ever. And not just that, with the release of the extended cut, the film went on to gross 6.5 million domestic box office, and the extended cut version added around 11 minutes of new footage to the film, which included some extras, scenes of Daredevil, along with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. But yeah, this can explain why fans would not miss seeing their friendly neighborhood Spider-Man once again. The source has also revealed that Sony and Marvel are planning a movie that will bring the audience back. I don't know why. It just keeps saying the same thing over and over. But yeah,
I don't have much more information.
I keep thinking.
Let me help him out. Let me help him out here. Help him out.
Give him a hand.
Let me help him out. They have to, because we've gotten lazy, people. All of us. All we do is stream. Everybody wants to pull it up on a Fire Stick, get however they can. Nobody wants to go to the movies and enjoy the artwork or film the way it's supposed to be meant. It's meant to be saw in the theaters. It's just meant to be saw in the theaters. It doesn't matter.
But theater watching is a gamble. It really is. Like, you're paying like almost $20-$30, and you may not like what you see. Like, how you say, like, if I watch this on my couch, I like it.
Right.
Yeah. But
when you buy a $7 cup of soda, you really hope that the movie's worth it.
Listen, but that's all part of the experience. Yeah. Man, listen, you gotta embrace it. You might not like the movie, but guess what? You can say, you know what? I went to the movies and saw that, and I hated it. It's part of the experience, man. You can't play that down. Gotta get back to the theater.
Yeah, I love the theater, man. I love
and I agree with Sony for trying to do something, to bring them back, to bring people back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why they want to do that.
Like I said,
if they want to bring, Andrew back, I just don't want Sony to be a part of it, even though that's inevitable. But because What have they shown to tell me that they can really bring him back and pick up where they left off? Because they didn't do too hot, at least for me, with the second film. Like, it was Spider-Man 3 all over again. So I don't know. If they bring him back, there's got to be somebody else involved, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's fine as Peter Parker. It's just all about the rest of the production being good. But yeah, Andrew Garfield himself is. I think he's the best Peter Parker. But
I like the way they did it. See, and that's what I was talking about with Superman. Not to get off subject. You see how they had Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is based off of Ultimate Spider-Man, and the other Spider-Mans are based off of, other Spider-Man comics with their lore.
It's actually an amalgamation
that's the same
of
thing.
different ones, but yeah,
but it's mostly Ultimate. Yeah. It's mostly the Ultimate Universe, and DC could do the same thing with Superman. We can have more than one Superman flying around on a big screen.
Got more than one Batman.
Oh yeah,
I like one Batman. Yeah, we got more than one Batman. Yeah, I like Andrew Spider-Man. Yeah, I like Andrew Spider-Man. I really did like his Spider-Man.
I feel like the way he delivered the quips, it was just like right out of the comic book. He felt like the most comic accurate, like personality wise. I think it was just like the writing, like that. He shouldn't have been in high school. That Peter should have been in college. That man did not look like a high schooler.
That was his bad. I mean, it was Tobey Maguire, the same thing. Like, but I don't know. I think, and
but they actually did move him to college though, like in that second movie, right after.
Yeah.
So I give him a little pass for
that. Yeah. Well, at least Andrew did graduate. But no, a lot of people always argue that he's not. They say he's too cool, or it's like, Peter was never like just a total geek that couldn't get. I mean, listen, he was scoring like the.
Well, he's a player. Peter's a player.
Yeah,
as Spider-Man is a player. He's gotten with a lot of people. Spidey, Peter.
Yeah, I mean, Mary Jane was like supposed to be a bombshell, and Jane and Gwen Stacy was like the prettiest girl in school or whatever. So, like, people miss. They miss with the fact that like he was this geek or he was this nerd, but yeah, before he got bit by the spider, that was sort of the they were trying to show that he was a weakling or like just a regular. Well, he wasn't just like antisocial or like I think that's what the people are trying to argue, that he's too social, and it's like, man, no, Peter had game, bro. Peter
yes, he did. This is true.
I think that's before he got bit, like I don't know. It's been so long since I've seen that movie. From what I can remember, he never came across like he could pass as like a nerd, which is why I also think he should have just been in college, because the series Spider-Man, the new animated series, he was cool as hell in college. Like, still a little awkward, but he had game and stuff like that. So it's just placement and everything really matters. So
because if you go back to Amazing Fantasy 15, that's really the catalyst. I mean, that's where it's from the comics. That's the first time we saw Peter Parker as a nerd become Spider-Man. So like from that aspect, like they were trying to illustrate that he was that this gave him all this strength and confidence, but not that he was just like a total, antisocial like
nerd, like it's not like in the case of like She-Hulk, where like Jen is very very shy, very like true. Peter's a little bit like that, but he'll throw back an insult. He may do it under his breath, but he'll do it. And he'll get punched in the face for it and let it happen. But it's different. Like he's not like he's not like the stereotypical nerd, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. He's more like a cool nerd, like he's a 2020 nerd, but
he's a 2020 nerd.
Yeah,
more like a nerd like Tony Stark. Like Tony Stark.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, Tony Stark's a nerd.
Maybe
cool.
maybe not on Tony Stark's. Maybe not on Tony Stark's level. Tony Stark is a little more arrogant.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. He's a super genius. But no, I just mean how, like, it's kind of become cool to be nerds now. Like, it's become cool to be into comics and stuff like that. So that's pretty dope. And speaking of nerds becoming comic actors and stuff, Daniel Radcliffe, that rumor or that fan casting that people cast him as Wolverine that I hated and I still hate, is weighing in again on the rumors that he could actually replace Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in the X-Men films. I don't know, but he seemingly shut down this speculation once and for all in a profile in GQ, referring to the X-Men talk as a press tour rumor. He said, "I say something and then occasionally I get bored of answering that way, so I say something different and it sets it off again. I should just never open my mouth." He said, it'd be great if you could just start casting yourself in things by just saying them in interviews, but it doesn't work that way. I think because in the comics, Wolverine is short, so every so often they're like, "Who's a short actor?" Daniel Radcliffe. And that's why they're saying me, but there's never been any actual truth to it. Every so often I get bored of answering questions sensibly. I just make a joke like I did the other day, and that sort of has reignited rumors of it, but there's nothing going on. So
I feel bad for him. I'm sure he's tired of answering those questions.
All right. Yeah. But at least we finally got the what do you call it, from the horse's mouth that it's not going to be Radcliffe. Thank God. I still want them to cast what's his name, Butcher. What's his name? Butcher.
Oh, Carl Urban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the coolest looking Logan I've ever seen, but I'm sure they'll pick somebody. I would like somebody new, unknown. That would be the best way to go. But that's because I don't want a famous actor Wolverine. I want to see just we've had that. We know Hugh Jackman's the famous actor Wolverine. We had that. We had the super what do you got? Leading man Wolverine. We did that. So let's do the ugly, animalistic, short, stocky, grumpy, mean bastard of Wolverine from the comics. Just cause we haven't.
It never happened. It never happened. I'm sorry.
You know what they're gonna do? They're probably gonna put X-23 is the next Wolverine that's not Hugh Jackman is probably gonna be a female, and they'll probably do X-23 and call her Wolverine. Yeah, I mean that if they
probably like I give up on casting.
Yeah, because you know what it's like they want. I think they feel that if they don't get a big name star to do it, it won't go as well, or people won't be as into it. But I don't think that's true. I think people embrace it more.
I agree.
Hugh Jackman wasn't a famous guy when he played Wolverine. When he first played it, no one knew who Hugh Jackman was. So it don't have to be a famous person. Like that's never helped. All that does is make you not see the character and you just see the actor.
Right. Right.
It's like
unless they completely blow your mind.
Right. I mean, there are some
exceptions.
Because some actors do have the ability to disappear into the role for sure. But like Tom Cruise as Iron Man, I don't want that.
No, nobody wants that.
A lot of people do.
Nobody wants that.
A lot of
I know
he's
been in like all the fan castings.
Why would you want
all the drawings?
Why would you want to be? But why would you want Tom Cruise at all? No, I can't even imagine him. Like it seems like it seems like when he plays a character, all his characters are the same. Like it seems like Tom Cruise plays. He can play different characters, but they're all kind of like Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I don't. It's so weird because he's a good actor. Like his older roles. Yeah. He has variety. It's just like now he's kind of settled into that Mission Impossible niche a little bit. And I guess like him being charismatic and everything. Like that would work for the personality, but for me, it just stops at his face. I just can't. I can.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the faces are when they're too big, too famous, too recognizable. Even if they're great actors, you're still gonna be like, oh, look at Tom Cruise being Iron Man. I don't know. It's just, but
it don't fit. It just don't fit.
It don't fit.
Just say it. Just say it, sir. Just say it, Mister. It doesn't fit.
It's not a good look.
Nah, it's not, man. It's not. It's just some stuff you don't do. You know what I mean? You don't pull on Superman's cape. You don't spit in the wind. You don't pull the mask off the Lone Ranger. Yeah, and Tom Cruise can't play Iron Man.
But who do y'all think is the best superhero casting? I'm gonna say Michael Keaton Batman.
Wow, that's a good one. I'm gonna have to go with Christopher Reeves as Superman.
All right.
That's a good question. Are we talking like live action simply or animation as well? Because that's a whole nother topic.
No, he means
live action. Oh, okay. Well, live action wise, I guess I would say definitely Chris Evans as Captain America. He's up there. Jack Nicholson's Joker. They're on the same level. I would say.
I was gonna say Jack Nicholson's Joker, but I had to go with Keaton because Keaton just. I mean, Jack Nicholson's great, but I don't know. For me, Michael Keaton just like is Batman. It's like the way his face even looks, his eyebrows, like he just looks like Batman. I don't know. It may be because I was 10 years old the first time I saw it, and it's just who I know.
Nah, he fits the role. Nah,
he fits.
I agree with you, man. He does fit the role. He does fit the role big time.
Norrin Rad said Professor X. Who is the actor? John Stewart, Patrick Stewart. That's a good one. That's a good one too, Norrin Rad. That's a good call too, because Patrick Stewart makes an amazing Professor X. Like he is Professor X. It's weird. But speaking of Professor X and Giancarlo Esposito, because Marvel Studios has been like slowly bringing their mutant characters into the MCU ever since the merger between Disney and Fox was completed. And since the merger, we've seen like Ms. Marvel get revealed as a mutant in the MCU, and even had Patrick Stewart come back as Professor X. And the version of Professor X isn't from the main MCU, but a different universe that Doctor Strange and America Chavez traveled to in Doctor Strange. So we've yet to see the real MCU 616 main version of the character.
All right, yeah. That's they can get that off. That's kind of That's kind of
well. There have been unsubstantiated rumors that Breaking Bad star and Mandalorian star Giancarlo Esposito will play Xavier in the main MCU, and fans are really digging the choice. One fan has even created a new piece of art, fan art, sort of imagining him as the character, and I love this because he actually puts it. Hold on. Okay, wait. Oh, they're gonna make me do it. All right, I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do a screenshot, but this is dope. So, Professor X, from Krakoa, the new Professor X with the Cerebro helmet and all of that from the new comics, is how he did the thing. So it looks really cool. Check it. Where is it? There it is. All right. So remember, I showed you guys this earlier from the that's how Professor X looks now. He wears that helmet, and so this is
Cerebro.
They're sort of reimagining of Giancarlo as Professor X. The helmet needs work, but Giancarlo as Professor X, he's got the chops. He's definitely a brilliant actor. And he himself wants to play the role. And he's a big fan of Marvel and X-Men and stuff. So again, anybody that's a fan of the work of the content, playing the character, I'm down for. But he recently revealed how he'd play Professor X during a recent Q&A at the Fan Expo in Boston, where comicbook.com's Liam Crowley was one of was interviewing him, and the actor revealed that he'd bring force and grace to the role. He said, I'd play the character with force, grace, and calm. Someone who controls the chaos, but who has the ability to uplift and inspire. I mean, that's perfect. He previously said in a video shared to TikTok that he had been in talks with Marvel and expressed his desire to play Professor X, a character that recently made his MCU debut, albeit an alternative version by Patrick Stewart. But he said, so I have not worked for Marvel yet. I've been in a room with them and talked with them. And to answer your question, I think what they do is on the lines of that mythological journey that Joe Campbell talked about, who happened to be a friend of George Lucas and that George Lucas put into his stories. They do the same thing. End quote. He also said, so there's been talk of Magneto, there's been talk of Dr. Freeze, and there's been talk of, who else are they talking about over there? Oh, Doom, and there is Professor X. Pick one. I'm going to go for something that is a little bit different. I'm going to go and put it out in the universe that it is Professor X. Because I guess that's his. I guess he figured that would be the most different. I see him more as a Magneto.
Yeah, I can see that.
If you're gonna go, because he just does the villain thing so well, but I do see Professor X in the new comics, in the Krakoa version, the guy that wears the helmet. This new Professor X is very different from the sort of fatherly teacher that we, sort of kind of see him as Patrick Stewart played him as. He's more of like a little ruthless, and he's like not so cut and dry like a good guy. He's done some foul shit. I mean, he's done some really foul shit. Like he's done foul shit to the X-Men and all of that. So he's not like a good guy. He's in fact, Magneto now is more of the sort of guy that you would consider, I mean, who we see, in this day and age. Because you got to remember, when Stan Lee created, Magneto and Professor X, he sort of modeled Professor X after Martin Luther King, and Magneto as Malcolm X. And back then, we saw Martin Luther King as more of the good guy, and Malcolm X is more of the sort of fringe, like radical guy,
or anti-hero.
Yeah. But now we, it's a whole other thing. Like some people even say Martin Luther King was like a womanizer and all this, and so like it's changed, and now we've sort of learned to really love and respect Malcolm X and see him in a different light. So I think the characters have sort of made that same kind of transition. So it is really dope.
I think people just like the anti-hero, especially if you do it right. I really think they do. Like Black Adam,
more famous.
People loved Black Adam. Yeah, people love Black Adam. They love Venom.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Wolverine kind of teeters on that anti-hero side a little bit.
Yeah,
and I think that's why a lot of people love him so much. But
definitely,
for them to give it to us, we're gonna need. I think we're just gonna need a radical director, somebody who's good and who just wants to stick to the content and just give us something great. But it's hard to get that now, because everybody wants to, everybody wants views, everybody wants likes, everybody wants, they want that. They want
to put their own spin on it.
Yeah, there's no more fan service. It's just, how many regular people can I get to watch this and they like it?
Mm-hmm.
I still can't see him as Professor X. I think it's the same thing with Tom Cruise, where it just comes down to his face. I just look at his face and it's like, I'm not getting it. But maybe Magneto. I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
I mean, I would like to
see.
see. I would like to see a Magneto that is because the Magneto we got in live action was that thin, frail, little old guy. But in the comics, Magneto is buff, bro. He's built. He's huge. I mean, he's a strong buff dude. He has white hair, but he's by no means like an old man. I mean, he's old, but he does not. He's got I forget what he did. Some ability or something that makes him stay physically young. So I want to see that. I want to see like
they kind of got it right with the First Class series, because he was a lot in those movies. So.
He was younger. Yeah, he was younger.
Yeah.
I wonder what made him. I wonder what made him make him so old in the first
start out. Movies. I guess to match Patrick Stewart.
To match Patrick Stewart and
play on their friendship, their decades-long friendship or whatever.
Okay.
Knowing each other.
Yeah, I'm like Gandalf. Gandalf is
and they wanted to use that actor too. That's another thing. Because he's great. I mean, he's a brilliant actor. Just would have been cool to see a buff guy, but a
buff guy, a younger buffer Magneto.
Younger buffer Magneto.
They should have just got Sylvester Stallone to play Magneto.
Sly. Oh no.
That'd been a good Magneto.
Physically, yeah,
physically, and they could have just superimposed his face on.
Oh jeez. Please. No.
Bruce style.
Yeah, they could have just put Gandalf's face on Stallone's body. We could have got that. That would have looked natural. They made that look good.
No.
Look good. Jadakiss named his top 5 rap groups of all time.
Jada?
Everybody was in them. Yeah.
Who's Jada?
In a tizzy? Were they in a tizzy over it?
Let me see. It was NWA, Run DMC. What's the other one? EPMD. The fourth one was. What was it? I know one was Mobb Deep. The last one he named was Mobb Deep, but it wasn't in any order, like any order from greatest to worst.
Oh, I see the problem right there. He didn't say Wu-Tang, so yeah.
Yeah, he said Wu-Tang, and that's it. So it's Wu-Tang. It's Run DMC, Wu-Tang, EPMD, NWA, and the last one was Mobb Deep. And people were saying, like some people were like, "Oh, well, Mobb Deep was loud," because he only named 4, and then he left it on. Then he just said, "Wait," he said, "I gotta add one." He said, like he was just like Mobb Deep.
Yeah, I would say that.
And so Mobb Deep is you got to take your hat off to Mobb Deep, man. They don't ever get the props they supposed to get, right? And he did it so long. Nah, Mobb Deep is dope, man. You can't. P got lyrics, man. P got lyrics. I don't care what nobody say. Nobody rap like P. That style can't be duplicated, imitated.
It can easily be duplicated and imitated. What are you talking about?
Nah, not P style.
He raps slow.
Not P style. You can rap. Anybody can rap. You can rap slow, but not like P did it. Like the content of his rhymes, like the way P like.
He was just talking about regular hood shit.
That's what made it so good, and he did it in a way that just made it dope, bro. Like
no, he did it dope, but I don't know. It's just,
you just can't take you can't front on P. You just can't front on P. I'm sorry. You can't front on P.
I'm not gonna front on P because he's not here, but I don't know. I think people give it too much. I don't think Mobb Deep
because you know what? I'm gonna tell you what make Mobb Deep. I'm gonna tell you what make Mobb Deep so great, and what makes them so unique is Mobb Deep are some trash talking artists. They talk more trash than any rapper I ever heard. Period. Point blank.
They were kids. I mean, they were kids.
Talkers.
Yeah. They were young.
And nobody, right? They was like what, 13 and 14 when they came out or something like that. It was young. It was super young.
16, but yeah.
Yeah, man, it was super young when they came out with Juvenile Hell. Mm-hmm. But they are some trash talking artists. Both of them, Havoc and Prodigy. And that's what made them so unique, man, because I don't care how much trash you talk, you just couldn't talk it as good as they could, man. I don't care what nobody say. Yeah, like P had that one. Was it the P? What did he say? Rock 40-inch. No, he said the P drink black label. Rock 40-inch cables. My chain hang down to my dick. My piece bang glass tables. Diamonds and guns before the fame. Come on,
How
man.
did he
Who
ever
comes
think
up?
of that?
Who comes
How
up
could
with
he ever
that?
think
Who
of
comes
those
up with that?
lyrics? I mean, just so
Who
deep
comes
and
up
just
with that?
who could come up with
It's
such
not.
things?
You know what it is about it
He's
that makes it so great? You know what makes it so great? Because that's what people do. Like people was rocking 40-inch cables back then. We was drinking black. Like, you know what I mean, our
yeah,
chains hang down to our groin and all that, man. And if you stood up, your piece bang glass tables. You know how much a 40-inch chain costs, man? A 40-inch Cuban. I mean, come
yeah.
on, P. You can't front on that, man. That's what make them so great. Is they say stuff that people really do. Like it's like, and it's not like on some, we really doing it. They said it. P said it. The way P just put it out there, it just made it dope. Like you was like, yo, man, this Joker is talk some trash, man. They was
See,
trash
like
talking artists.
I'm not going for like when I was young and shit, like Mob Deep, like we listened to it and it got us hype and we felt it and all of that. But like when I grew up and I started really like expanding my mind and listening to all different kinds of rap and different lyricists and like I realized that some of the rappers that I thought were dope when I was a kid really overhyped, man. You know what I'm saying? They were just overhyped at the time. They were dope for the time, but when you really try to compare them with real, you know what I'm saying, other lyricists,
Can't, man. It's hard to do because
a lot to be.
that happened in this era. When people compare lyricists. I don't. Everybody's style is so drastically different. So like you can't say like like their verses when they do the verses. Oh, such and such versus such and such.
No,
Their
I'm
rhyme
not gonna
styles and
compare
their
like I'm not gonna
everything.
compare like
Everything is
Twister
just so
to
different.
Dr. Dre. Nah, I'm not. Yeah,
You
no,
can't.
no, no, no.
You can't, man.
You
It's
can't.
just their rhyme styles are so different. What
Not to
makes it
compare
unique
them.
is the content that they put out as the artists that they are. Like I never compare because I can sit there and say I like EPMD. They were slow. They rap slow, but it was dope. You know what I'm saying? But the content that they put out as the artists that they presented themselves to be is what I judge them by. Not against anybody else's works because that's not fair. Because the
No, yeah, I
content, like
agree.
because everybody's music is different. And if it all
Yeah,
sounded the same, then it would not be interesting. So like,
hell no.
yeah, so I need it all to sound different. I need people to rap fast. I need people to rap slow. I need people to rap like in the middle. You know what I mean? So I can have some different stuff to listen to.
A lot of people think rapping fast equals talent or quality rather, but no, rapping fast does not mean it's good. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
not
A
at
lot
all.
of fast rappers, you break down what they're saying and it's nothing. It's nothing at all.
Right.
So yeah, no, no.
Just like with R&B, it's like with R&B. A lot of people think if it's not up tempo, they don't want to hear it. And then some people think that if you want to hear the range of a singer, they got to do a ballad or slow ballad. I
yeah.
kind of agree with that because they put their heart and soul in that slow ballad and not into
Mm,
that
Oh yeah,
up tempo song.
9 times
Yeah,
out of 10,
yeah.
definitely.
right. That's when
Yeah.
you can see their talent to sing when they do a good slow ballad. So
Yeah. Singing is different, definitely. Yeah. But and listen, I'm just extremely blunt. Like I would not like normally just say anything bad about Mobb Deep, and I'm not saying anything bad about Mobb Deep. I'm not saying I don't like Mobb Deep. I'm just like keeping it a super buck. I'm not gonna say like that he was like this amazing lyricist or anything like that. That's not what was dope about Mobb Deep. Like you said, what was dope about him was that they were just really street. They were really hood. They were just talking about real regular hood shit, like to the raw, like from the raw. You know what I'm saying? Just raw with it, and that's dope. That's what was dope about him, rather. You know what I'm saying? But just because you like someone or just because someone's dope or something's great for whatever reason doesn't mean that all of a sudden they're the best rapper in the world or anything like that. It's just you got to think, why did you like them? What do you like about them? What about that was dope at that time? What's the
yeah,
difference
it
with
was because with Mob they were young, and then you got to figure too their style kinda not really but kinda mirrored Nas's. like Nas, Mob, and them. They kind of all kind, like, you
Yeah,
know what I
sort
mean?
of
Like they kind of
Queens,
mirrored
like
each other. Yeah, they kind of mirrored each other. But P just it's
difference
just
with
the way
Wu.
P.
The difference with Wu is that all the members got these crazy voices and crazy like flows and different cadences, and like, you know, they come wild with it. I mean, you got ODB over here, Method Man over here, like two ends of the spectrum, and then everything in between. You got 9 motherfuckers with 9 different styles. It's crazy. But you take like groups like Outkast or Mobb Deep or a lot of these groups where it's 2 or 3 guys, and they all kind of sound similar to each other. Whereas Wu-Tang, none of them sound really similar to each other. I mean, yeah, you could say that Master Killer kind of sound a little bit like Jizz or whatever, but for the most part, no. And yeah, Shook Ones is a hood anthem. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like Mobb Deep got anthems, bro. Mobb Deep got hood anthems. P got a raspy voice. That's the thing. Like the voices are dope. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, it's more about
Yeah,
the
see,
voice
yeah, people agree
than the
with
lyrics.
people agree with man. P just had that. P had his his delivery, and just what he how he presented it and what he
Yeah.
talked about is what made it so, you know what I'm saying, so unique. Like you listen to P, and you be like, if you listen to P, you feel that shit, man. You like, yo, you like, man, I can feel,
The only
I'm
thing
feeling.
similar about RZA and Jizz is the name. Their styles are completely different.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
The name sounds similar, RZA, Jizz, but other than that, they're completely different. I
yeah,
did,
they are.
yeah, like, but I think it's Master Killer or Jizz. I think it's Master Killer. One of them, like Method Man, Master Killer, and Jizz can sound the same when they want, you know, in certain lights.
I can always. Oh, see, I've been listening to him so long, I can tell them all.
Still got a point. P is that dude. He stayed underground, never sold out. No, not just Stu. I'm saying the same thing. P is that dude. He did stay. You know, nah, I don't take
That's
nothing.
another thing too. That's another thing too. Mobb Deep never. They never made it. They never made a commercial. They never had a commercial presence, and a lot
Yeah,
of people always thought that hurt their career. You know what I mean? Like you had people like, oh, you know, Mobb Deep can't do a radio song,
facts.
but they didn't have to because we wasn't trying to listen to this stuff on the radio. You know what I mean? We didn't give a damn if they made a radio song or not. Yeah,
Yeah,
we were
no.
like, man, who
I
cares?
listen to radio anyway.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just gonna go buy it and listen to it. We gonna give a damn if the radio won't ever play it.
But yeah,
So
Jizza, RZA, and ODB are cousins. They are physical cousins.
yeah, yeah. RZA, no, Old
Who signed
Dirty's.
with G Unit? Mobb Deep?
Yeah, they did sign with G. Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. Remember they was on 50's label
Oh,
and they did that
oh.
one album and then they got off.
He said that's when they sold out. That's all commercial. I mean, look,
I got the album.
ODB signed with Rockefeller, so you can't. I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Mobb Deep signed with G Unit because I forgot who it was. It was a label thing. It didn't have it just had something to do with the label. Like the label they were on was kind of jerking them, and it wasn't pushing their music. And P was saying how he felt like, look, he's like, look, I know, like we don't, like he said, we don't put up them commercial numbers, but we got a certain number of numbers we put up because we got a cult following, we got fans, and so they felt that the record company they were on at the time, the label, it just wasn't pushing. They weren't.
Wu can never be whacked. You're incorrect.
Yeah,
sir.
Wu can never be whacked. Yeah. So
I think they're saying
signed
something about commercial.
Yeah, they signed the 50s label, but they had a lot of creative differences with 50, and then they went to another label after that. So they only stayed on there for like one album.
I think Hardy Boys got a point with G Unit being commercial. Yeah, like G Unit, they did like their commercial hits, but it was still a label run by hood dudes, and I think that's what attracted Mobb Deep. It was, you know, hood cats that they figured they could trust, that was, you know, maybe they would do them better or they had a better deal or whatever.
It was all about the deal. That's all it was. I remember when they signed with G. It was literally just about the deal because
you're wrong about that, Hardy Boy. Yeah. Nah, they didn't treat ODB wrong, bro. It's more to it than that. You got to delve deeper, bro. It's a lot deeper to it than that.
Tell me about ODB.
Yeah, like because some people think that Wu dissed ODB or did him wrong, but what it was they were allowing him. RZA was just allowing him to do whatever he wanted. He wasn't holding him to the Wu Tang. ODB wanted to go to Rockefeller. RZA just didn't stop him because it was money that he could make. I mean, that's not really. They didn't do him wrong, bro. It's just a lot of people just had a misconception of how it was because of all the shit on the outside. But when you watch the interviews and read the books that these guys write, because I read all their books and shit, and watched the interviews with the families of ODB and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I miss ODB. I don't care what this. I miss Old Dirt, man. I really, really do. You know I mean? Very unique. Very unique. You know what I mean? As far as Wu Tang is concerned. We like I said, when Wu came out, man, we never saw nothing like that. The world never saw nothing like that.
They didn't visit him in the joint.
Nah, they did.
It's shit behind that though. You never know what the science behind that was or why that was or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you said before. That's family. You know, that was family. But also, when you have a person that is wilding out on crack and drugs and just doing everything nuts and causing problems all the time, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's when business it gets in the way of business, and you know what I'm saying. All that family shit stays family, and business has to be separate, man. It has to be. The interview ODB signs with Rockefeller. He did. He had to. It was just some way he can make money, Rockefeller.
Why? You're funny.
And one thing is, that's right, family over everything. And they told ODB. They didn't want him to do that, but he did it. He did it anyway. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just how.
Oh, because he signed.
And that's another thing you got.
Martinez.
That's something else you got wrong. Because when they sold the album, he sold the album. They auctioned the album. Martin Scarelli just happened to be the one who bought the album. Once RZA and them found out all that shit about him, they dissed him. You know what I'm saying? They completely cut him off. Yeah, they completely.
And the album was supposed to be. A lot of people don't understand that album. That album was supposed to be a work of art. It wasn't meant to be
right
like an album that got pressed up and everybody got. It was a work of art.
That's why
it was printed up and pressed up. Yeah, because it was an art piece. Mm-hmm. And if I had the money, I would have bought that joint and been hanging on my wall in my house.
Yeah, hell yeah, I would have bought it, and I'd be playing that shit. But the thing is, like, it wasn't even a good album. It wasn't even good. Like, it was trash. It was just a bunch of shit that they put together. You know what I'm saying? But you got to remember, Wu-Tang is a group of 9 different grown men with families of their own and all kinds of shit. So as a group, it's a whole group of 9 different people. You can't just say because one guy in the group did something foul that, oh, Wu-Tang is whack now. I mean, that's just silly. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so many people in the group. They all got different, you know what I'm saying? Like, not of them, they're not even really all down with each other. They down with each other like on some, Wu-Tang come first and shit, but RZA and Raekwon don't get along. They don't even get down. Raekwon don't fuck with RZA too much. I mean, they when it come down to it, obviously they're not gonna diss each other or none of that, but they don't really fuck with each other like that. So that's why you can't discriminate on the whole group for the actions of one motherfucker. But the thing with Wu, man, they ain't put out no big project, no group project in a while that was worth anything, man. I really fuck with guys like and RZA I never really fucked with. I never really fucked with RZA as far as music wise. Like Bobby Digital and all that, not a fan of Bobby Digital and stuff like that. Obviously his music, Wu-Tang stuff is great. But Yeah, it's not. He is Hollywood. He's a director now. I mean, that's all. He always wanted to go into the movie business anyway. You know, RZA always wanted to be a director and all of that. Read the book. Read the book. Read Ray's book. Read Raekwon's book. It's called Staircase to Stage, and he goes in depth with all that. So, yeah, brothers. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have brothers they don't even talk to. So yeah, they are brothers. That's what I mean. Like, yeah, they're brothers, but everybody don't get along with their brother.
Nah, they always gonna have some conflict. I watched the interview with Ghost even said that. Ghost was like, we always even Inspector Deck, he said it best. He was like, look, he was like, that's how much of a family we are. He's like, family members argue. They always argue, they always fight. And he was like, we do that, but that don't mean we hate each other. That don't mean we don't love each other. He said we just clash all the time because our personalities are so strong. But he was like, but it's love though. He said, you know, they're my brothers and I, you know, I'm there for them when they need me. So
right.
Yeah, because remember they had people was like, you know, coming after him when he was saying that Capadonna was driving a cab. And, I mean, like it was a lot, man.
Yeah, I mean,
and then,
every one of them.
You was like real mad at everybody at one point. He was coming at everybody, real hard.
Yeah,
you know, because when he was locked up, he was like, you know, nobody came and saw him. I was locked up. You know what I mean? Like he broke down a lot, man. He broke a lot down. I mean, he had a video called something something of a fallen soldier, something like that.
The only thing caused ODB to die was drugs, drug addiction, and he OD'd. His son, young dirty bastard, said that he sat across from him. He said, my dad sat across from me. He sat in a chair and he pulled the chair up in front of him, and we sat like damn near touching each other. And he sat and he said, I'm gonna smoke this dope, this crack in front of you. He said, I want you to look me in my eyes while I smoke this crack. And young DB, his son, said that he sat there and he stared him in the eyes as he smoked the crack. And you know, and that day he was all like, and then he like fucking had a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? And died at the studio and shit after the studio. So yeah, bro, you know, drug addiction ain't no game.
That's crazy.
You can't blame nobody else. You can't blame nobody else when somebody OD and shit. That's their own life.
Yeah. Or Dirty got a dope song saying, don't use drugs.
Yeah. And I like that one. He got No More Wasting Time. Yeah, that's the one he did with Rock. Rock is it was actually a good song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weapon.
Like I said, I miss old DV, man. I miss old Dirty, man. That was my man.
Hell
yeah. Right there.
Hell yeah. A-Son Unique.
Yeah, I miss old DV, man. You can't front on Dirt McGirt. Can't front on him, man. I remember when they first came out, he did that MTV special. That he had all them kids, whatever they was in the supermarket. He was telling everybody he was on welfare.
Yeah.
Welfare. It was super funny. Yeah,
popping out the limo, getting his what do you call it, food stamps and shit.
Yeah, remember the president said he was a welfare fraud.
Yeah, because he hopped out the limo and went in and got his food stamps. Bro, come on, bro. You really think the ODB's drug addiction is because Wu-Tang dissed him? Come on, B. Come on. You're not that. Come on, B. You know better than that, Cardi boy. Come on. That man was a drug addict way before Wu-Tang Clan was ever conceived of. Nah, bro. Can't do that. But yeah. RZA put Wu on the map. But yeah, ODB was definitely somebody that helped Wu-Tang. Yeah, spread out. Because I knew a lot of cats in Cali, like that's who they fucked with was ODB. He was doing crack with the Wu too. No. You bugging. You bugging. The Wu did. They smoked some. What do you call them? Some wet, some PCP, some Sherm. But Dirty was the only one smoking crack. The strange origins of Barry Windsor Smith's iconic Wolverine story, Weapon X. This is dope. In the latest comic book Legends Revealed, discover the strange way that Barry Windsor Smith's Weapon X storyline came about. This is actually pretty cool. So, the 858th installment where examine 3. Let's go see what this is. Okay, so the comic legend Barry Windsor Smith just wrote and drew the first 2 chapters of Weapon X without telling anyone at Marvel what he was doing. True. One of the most famous comic book stories involving Wolverine took place in one of more unlikely places, as while Wolverine was the lead feature in the Marvel Comics Presents when the twice-a-month comic book anthology debuted in 1988 and had retaken the lead spot after a 28-issue attempt to have... Why do they do all that? Just tell me what the fuck I'm... Come on. Blah, 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 blah. Didn't work out, blah, blah, blah. Howard Hawk, blah, 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 blah. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So when suddenly Marvel Comics Presents number 72 in 1991 had a new serial by legendary comic book creator Barry Windsor Smith, it was a big surprise. So that's Marvel Comics Presents Weapon X. Let me see if I can get you guys a picture. Nah, but you guys know what Weapon X looks like. When the serial turned out to be a story called Weapon X, which told Wolverine's origin, or at least how he came to have his adamantium skeleton, people were really shocked. The amazing thing about the story, though, was that it was a bit of a surprise to Marvel itself. A good surprise, but a surprise nonetheless. After leaving the world of comics behind temporarily in the 1970s, Windsor Smith, he has a hyphenated name. That's a man with a hyphenated name. It's pretty weird, but he had added his mother's last name to his name to go from Barry Smith to Barry Windsor Smith. I guess he loved his mom a lot. I don't know. He returned to comics in 1983, and then Marvel Comics proper in 1984, doing 2 parts of an acclaimed Uncanny X-Men story called Life, Death, and an iconic Wolverine spotlight story in Uncanny X-Men number 205 called Wounded Wolf. Windsor Smith then did a few other one-off issues of X-Men over the next couple of years. By the time he finished the assistant editor on those Uncanny X-Men issues, had become the editor of Marvel Comics Presents. And he told Windsor Smith that he would obviously love it if Windsor Smith ever wanted to do a short story for the series. And that piqued his interest. In an interview with Will Murray in Comics Scene number 18, Windsor Smith explained the origins of the storyline. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Writer, for finally getting to why I actually read this article. Okay. It came about in the oddest way. Wolverine, or the character Logan, has more interest for me than Captain America or something like that. I can equate with that character better than some of the other characters in the Marvel Universe. He has these stupid spikes sticking out of his hands, but he doesn't fly, and he's a bit more character than the regular superhero type. He continued, it was just an idea that occurred to me. I thought about doing a short story about Wolverine just for something to do. How the hell did this guy get these funny spikes sticking out of his hands? So I drew a couple of stories. I didn't bother telling anybody at Marvel. I just assumed that they would want to publish them. I took them down to the editor of Marvel Comics, Terry Cavanaugh. Obviously, Cavanaugh was very much happy about it and told Windsor Smith that they'd gladly publish the comic book story. I mean, duh, right? But Windsor Smith he jokingly said, I think the truth is that nobody at Marvel thought I was going to finish it, so they didn't want to say anything. Terry was stunned when I called him up and said, well, it's done. What next? Amusingly, Windsor Smith had been spending so much time just finishing the thing, his art and style had changed a lot as the story progressed. And since he did the story out of order, besides the first 2 chapters, it was a very interesting look for the story. It's number 72 through 85 of Marvel Comics Presents. They're anthology books, so there's 3 stories in each comic. But the first story of each comic is the Weapon X story, and it follows along in those throughout those, I think, 10 issues, 12 issues or something. And but so, of course, the interesting side effect of Windsor Smith just doing the story on his own was that he didn't bother coordinating it with his old Uncanny X-Men collaborator, Chris Claremont. He eventually worked something out with Claremont where the mysterious voice behind the Weapon X project could still be whatever Claremont wanted it to be, because that part he left out. And Claremont apparently was okay with that approach to things, because you guys know Chris Claremont is the guy that pretty much did X-Men from, the whole 80s run. I mean, all the famous stories, everything about X-Men, it's all Claremont. He's the OG of it. But at the time, he had planned for it to be Apocalypse, was who he wanted to be the big boss of Weapon X, but never got around to actually making it canon, and I'm glad, because that would have just not been the best. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty cool. That he the way he did it like that was it's cool how comic books get made, man. It's like there's these artists that sort of just, I mean, it's like Marvel doesn't hire you, you know what I mean? Like it's like you turn in work and they could make it into a comic or not, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty cool.
Or you can make it yourself, even better.
Well, yeah, I mean, nowadays that's much easier to actually make your own comic, and we know that a lot of indie guys come on here. Cheers from Germany.
Whoa, hello, Germany.
You know Jimmy? Jimmy is the biggest rapper in Germany, fool.
Exactly.
He's the illest.
Exactly. The illest. Willis.
The illest, realest. Wait a minute. I don't even know if anybody. It's all good. I'm gonna say a little bit tonight.
Sada.
Cheers to that.
Sada. They doing away with my favorite show, Stargirl. After 3 seasons.
Saw the news. Yep. And it's so crazy that they canceled it while it was airing. Like, that's crazy. I would think they would wait, but
right, at least till next season.
The end of the season. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Did us dirty. It's dirty. How dare they do that?
And they're supposed to have a crossover with Titans. So I wonder if that's going to be unresolved on her end.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And Electronic Arts also, that's what I'm going to tell you guys too. Electronic Arts strikes a 3-game deal with Marvel. What those 3 games will be, I have no idea. With those 3, I have no idea. The problem with that is that, or I can say the news about it is, EA
they suck.
has been known to drop the ball. They've been known to drop the ball.
EA just did a 3-game deal with who? Marvel?
EA, they got a 3-game deal with Marvel.
Microtransactions.
Yeah, what they right, and that's everybody's reaction.
Marvel game, the Avengers game.
Was that them? No, let me see. Hold on, wait.
No, EA didn't. No, that wasn't EA. EA didn't do that.
Okay,
EA didn't do that. EA did all the Star Wars games that you ever saw. EA did those.
Yeah, they did those. Yeah.
Yeah, they did all the Star Wars games.
No, EA didn't start doing Star Wars until Battlefront. All they did was the Battlefront games. You thinking?
What other games? What?
What do you mean? What other games?
we didn't get no other really good Star Wars games. EA did all the. I mean, besides the Lego games, you can't really count. But like I'm talking about, like Battlefront,
Knights of the Old
Fallen
Republic,
Order, Knights of the Old Republic, and
that's not EA.
No, that's not EA. That was before. That was before EA got their deal. Knights of the Old Republic. I'm talking about most of the good Star Wars games we got. They were by EA.
Square Enix did that bullshit.
They did.
I'm so drunk tonight. I'll shave my head smooth with a foam razor and live stream if a woman comes in and smokes with me.
Oh, gotta get a female in the building.
Well, first of all, DM me your email address and I'll send you the link, and you can come in here live on screen and shave your head. And I can't get a woman to smoke with you, but I'll roll a joint right now. Let me know.
Yeah. Shazam 2 is done. Shazam 2 is done filming. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, it's done filming.
Nice.
Done filming. Hopefully they don't cancel it. Hopefully they don't just throw it in the bucket and we don't get it like we did Batgirl.
Nothing is safe.
It's so possible.
I don't know. That feels like one of their safeties as far as movies. So I would hope they just leave it alone. But you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman said that he was watching that movie 48 Hours. Sada, you might not know 48 Hours, Stu.
That's the Canyon guy, right? He got his arm stuck.
No, that's 100 and something hours. 48 Hours. Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte buddy movie.
Classic. I don't know that one.
Yeah, 80s joint. Classic joint, classic buddy film. But so I guess it was Hugh Jackman was watching that, and that's what made him want to do the Deadpool thing.
Really?
Yeah. Like he said, what did he say? He said, Deadpool he said Jackman had a change of heart when I went to a screening of Deadpool. I was 20 minutes in and I was like, damn it. All I kept seeing in my head was 48 Hours with Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy. So it's been brewing for a long time. Just took me longer to get here. So that was him saying basically that's what made him eventually agree. Or I think he actually approached them or some shit like he really wanted to do this. He was just watching Deadpool and thinking about 48 Hours and thinking how Wolverine and Deadpool, should be doing a buddy thing. But that's Deadpool and Cable's thing. But Wolverine and Deadpool do have their definitely have some cool fights in the comics. I don't know if they do. Yeah, I don't know if they've had any like long team
as far as like a rapport, like usually Wolverine is like completely and utterly annoyed by Deadpool at every step of the way. Sort of similar to the Wolverine and in the animated flick. Was he in that one? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wolverine versus Hulk or whatever. Yeah, sort of similar to that. So I don't get buddy cop vibes, but maybe it'll be a little different take on it.
Yeah, but that was interesting. That I'm glad that Hugh Jackman actually is doing it for a reason, like a reason that he thought this is going to be a good way to make a cool story, rather than just being like somebody hit him up and he was like, yeah, this would be a cool way to make some money real quick or something really cheap. Like I feel this was really more authentic. You know what I'm saying? Creatively. So I like that. Huge Ackman says that filming his shirtless scenes for the X-Men movie was delayed because he wasn't ripped enough to play Wolverine when he first wow, look at this shit.
Damn, bro, are you serious?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, they probably wanted him to have like 5% body fat. Like some of them are insane.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was he was skinny enough. He just wasn't ripped. He had no muscle. Like he had no. It's funny when you look at this picture, man. Hold on, get out of my way. Oh my god, pop ups and shit. All right, so he yeah. So look at this picture. It's crazy. I did not remember that he was this skinny.
Hugh Jackman.
That's right.
Oh wow.
Yeah, remember that one?
Oh. Yeah, that's damn. Bro.
Yeah.
He definitely was man. And that was an X-Men movie?
Yeah, that was the first movie.
X-Men movie. Yeah. He has bulked up a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's cool. He's like a regular.
Man, I watched the
like a regular guy.
DVD. I watched the behind the scenes. He said, I watched the behind the scenes on my DVD. He said, when he was doing Wolverine, he said he was living off of chicken breast and
broccoli,
and he said all he did was lift weights in between scenes. He said I ate and I lift weights, and he said whenever we weren't shooting, he said I was just totally just lifting weights and eating chicken breast. That's
the secret, man. Like when you see these actors like looking like that, like that's how they do it. They eat boneless, skinless, boiled or like baked chicken breast, completely flavorless, bland, like boiled, boneless, skinless chicken breast, and like steamed cauliflower and broccoli, 5 meals a day for months.
Yeah.
And you might think like that's I could do it. Dude, that can you imagine? Like it gets to a point where you're like literally forcing yourself to eat that shit because it's got to be so like, you got to be so sick of it. So that's probably torturous. But you get guys like what's his name? Who's that? Statham, Jason Statham, and shit, and Will Smith and from like I Am Legend and shit. Like those guys, it's not easy work.
Nah. And they showed him in between sets, eating chicken breast and lifting, he had these dumbbells he was lifting, and he had the chicken breast in one hand, he was eating it, and he was just and he, it was just back and forth. Yeah, that's all he was. I was like, man. So, but we're never gonna get another Wolverine like Hugh Jackman.
I hope
we
not.
Were better off just. We're just better off just letting him just play Wolverine until he died. I don't think they're ever gonna recast.
I'm over it, bro. I'm over it. Like he's cool.
I don't think they're ever gonna.
I'm over.
I don't think they're ever gonna recast.
Didn't you post talking about he's gonna wear the yellow suit?
Yeah, he's gonna wear the costume and mask and all that shit.
Damn.
I hope he does, man. He should have. He should have from the grip.
He should have, yeah, but he didn't. So he shouldn't do it now. He shouldn't do it now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like don't do it now in a spoof movie, in a Deadpool comedy movie where it's not even that serious. When you're Hugh Jackman, right? You've got the name. You're Hugh Jackman. You've been Wolverine. You are Logan. Okay, that's that. Now, if some new guy, some other actor is going to take on the role of Wolverine, the one thing they could have had under their belt that would have given them the legitimacy to stand next to Jackman is they could have been the first one to actually wear the fucking costume. But he took that from them for a fucking Deadpool movie. I'm kind of pissed about it. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm kind of slap in the face. I feel like you did X-Men movie after X-Men movie after X-Men movie. You refused to wear the mask. And now that you're doing a silly Deadpool movie, now you're going to wear the costume as a joke? Fuck you, man. I'm not with it. But
especially because they teased it. It would be one thing if they never teased it. They teased it and you blue balled us. And now we're going to have it. Like now, like come on now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like I feel you, Stu. Like yeah, I do want to see it. Like I am gonna see it. I'm gonna be. But I still feel like damn, it would have just been. would have been just so much better if the new actor got to be the first one to wear the costume, because that would have given that actor, the legitimacy to be as relevant or as legitimate as Jackman, as a Jackman is. Agree. I'm out with Jackman. Yeah, I mean, he did his thing. He did Logan. Like Logan was the icing on the cake. Logan was it. You topped it off. Like that was the shit. 100%. He's that dude. He's Wolverine. Like that's cool. But he had his turn.
He said he had his run. I said he had his run.
10 movies.
His turn.
Yeah, I think he did like 10 movies. And never wore
I know, but they're not gonna recast, man. And you know what I mean? I don't think that
they are gonna recast.
I don't think they're gonna do it, Reno. I really don't.
No, that's already a fact. They are. It's just not okay. So when they do the X-Men movie in 3 years or whatever, you think Hugh Jackman's gonna come back again? Old ass Hugh Jackman's gonna play Wolverine with the kids?
Yeah,
I mean, I think they may chicken out and do X-23.
They're not making old man. They're not making Old Man Logan. They're making what's the story? X-Men what's the name? What's the story? I don't know, but it's not Old Man Logan. It's a story where Wolverine is younger and but not he's a younger dude, like hanging with the X-Men are more of a younger team. But there is a strong possibility Sada that they are going to do X-23. I hope that they do X-23 and Logan. Like I still don't
if they do X-23, they're not going to do Logan. We won't get Logan for another generation. I'm telling
it's one or the other.
Just like that.
Be both.
Yeah. Stabbing it. What side to say stabbing? I'm stabbing.
It's stamped live on Halloween night. It's stamped.
Bang. Well, they do X-23. We will not get another Wolverine. I don't care recast or not. Until at least 2035.
You can't really introduce X-23 without Wolverine though, because he mentors a clone of him. I mean, so he's got to be there first.
I bet you he'll be off screen.
Yeah,
he was here, but now he's not.
No, you're right. And the movie Logan already did really introduce X-23. So
yeah, she was great.
Yeah, she was great. So they've already done that. So maybe they will bring her in, maybe not. But the when they do the X-Men movie, yeah, it's not going to be Hugh Jackman. That'll be stupid. It's going to be a new Wolverine because it'll be a whole new thing. But we're talking 2-3 years from now at the soonest. So like, I'm not like chomping at the bit or whatever. Like I don't, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. But I feel like us Wolverine fans kind of got robbed. Fat T, what's good? I thought you said you can't get on. You want to get on? What's your DM me your email real quick on Instagram and I'll send you. Or matter of fact, no. What the fuck I'm talking about? You already got the link. It's in your email. It's in your Instagram, bro. Go to Instagram and click the link that I sent you, and it'll bring you right up in here. Click that. Boop. There you go, T. Uber Bug is here.
Yeah, Wolverine is that's just something I'm saying we're never gonna get. Never gonna get the real costume. Even if they recast, they still not gonna put them. They're gonna find some way.
Why are you being so negative? Why are you being such a Debbie Downer?
Cause right, it's just because I hate.
Gotta be realistic, man.
They already. We know they're getting the. You just said we never gonna get the costume. They already announced that they're giving it. They already announced that we're getting the costume.
All right, but if they do, it ain't gonna be comic book accurate. It's gonna be some Hollywood movie type. Watch, I guarantee.
Well, you remember the Wolverine costume that they showed us? It's that costume.
Yeah,
the one we saw in the case, which is comic book accurate. Don't.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see.
There is no non-comic book accurate Wolverine costume except the ones that Hugh Jackman's been wearing for the past 10 years. There's nothing left but to do a comic book accurate Wolverine costume. They've already done all the other ones.
I don't know, man. It's not working through StreamYard for whatever
reason. What
happens
when you click the link?
Can you copy and paste it somewhere?
Yeah, copy and paste it. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that'll help, because maybe through Instagram it might not work.
That's true. That's true.
All right, I'm gonna email it to you, T.
Let me.
I think I got it. Yeah, I got your email. All right, here we go. All right, brother. Check your email. Yeah. All right. Check your email. I put it to your email, so it should work that way. It's smart for a Deadpool movie, but hurts future Wolverine movies as less to look forward to. That's my point. That's what I'm saying, Norrad. You have me exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's great that we're gonna see the costume and all of that, but it takes away from future Wolverine movies that we could have been looking forward to see that costume. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh, Hugh Jackman's not Wolverine anymore. Yeah, but the guy who is going to wear the costume. So isn't that cool? Doesn't that make up for the fact that it's not Jackman? We don't get that now. That's been robbed. I want them to do Weapon X. Yeah, bro. That would be like, give us the real Weapon X.
That'd be dope.
Dope.
If they did Weapon X.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about it. Look, they did Black Adam, right? When you look at the way Black Adam was drawn in the comics, his costume is dope. When you look at the way he did the Rock, it's all right, but it don't look as dope as what we see in the comics.
They never do. The movie costumes never look as good as the comic costumes. They don't.
But it's like you said before, when people do cosplay, man, they make some stuff. You be like, yo, you gotta hire some of these guys. If they had the materials that y'all had in Hollywood, it'd be legendary.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. If they had the Hollywood materials, these people are nuts. But really, like really comic book accurate costumes would be spandex, and they wouldn't look that good. So that's why the movies do add like leather or padding, or they look a little bit, you know.
You could do the leather and the padding, but you could make it like, look at Superman.
Well, like Daredevil.
Superman's costumes have always been comic book accurate. Yeah, they've always been comic book accurate.
Spider-Man's another one.
Spider-Man's always been accurate. Captain America was somewhat accurate, but I think they wanted to add a little more realism.
They added the padding in there. Yeah, they realismed it up. Yeah.
They put the helmet on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, I mean, but if you go back if they would have just did it the way it was supposed to be done, in the comics, when he fought in the World War, he just had a helmet. He had a regular helmet with the Captain America symbol on it. Yeah, he didn't wear a mask. He just had the helmet with the symbol on it.
Yeah, and then he had the little skinny spandex one with the two little white wings.
Yeah. That was dope too.
Yeah. But I mean, some just don't translate. Like Namor, a black Speedo, not as cool. So
it could translate. I think it could translate. It depends.
We'll see.
Depends on the person. I think it could translate. Like Hawkman, he had that goofy ass helmet on, but he looked great. Like he owned it, and it was cool. It just depends on the person, really. If they themselves don't embrace it, there's no way the audience is gonna embrace it. So
that's true.
Exactly.
No, that's true.
This costume that I made, it has a dope voice, like a voice thing. So it like makes me sound like Darth Vader.
Oh, you didn't use it this whole time? What?
No, because I'm short one battery and it goes in my mouse. So like if I put it in the voice thing, I can't use the mouse and it just fucked it up. But I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, this is official cosplay. Like I sewed this shit. Like I went to the fabric store, bought rolls of fabric, made the hood, made the cloak. I made the hakama, which is the name for these samurai pants that you see the samurais wear, the big baggy pants like that. I sewed all that, like the jacket. I sewed all that from fabric. I like got rolls of fabric from the fabric store, fucking patterns and shit offline. Cut that shit up, pins, the whole nine. I was like a real seamstress and shit. It was crazy because I had never, bro, I never sewed anything or anything, and I just one day I was like, man, I want to do. Oh no, you know what it was? What happened was I had all these baggy ass jeans. Like I had all these Coogee and Rockaware and like Sean John, like all these 90s.
Them was from the 90s,
really,
bro.
Yeah, real baggy, like early 2000s, real baggy jeans and shit. And I was like, man, these are like $500 jeans. Like I can't just throw them away. So I was like, what can I do? I was like, I could take a lot of the bagginess out just by cutting them and like re-sewing them, make them more like skinny jeans. You know, not skinny jeans, but a lot thinner. If I just get a sewing machine, I'm thinking in my head, like, cut the inside seam, and I'm looking at my jeans, and I'm like, if I cut that and sew that back right there and made it tight, and I just did all that shit in my head, and I was like, fuck it. And I went online, I ordered a sewing machine, like $150, something like that. Sewing machine came, took it out the box, hopped on YouTube, taught myself how to thread the machine and all of that stuff off YouTube, and you know, just checked out some cosplay sites and shit, and went to the fabric store, bought a bunch of fabric that I thought looked cool, came back and sewed it up. I had it in my mind. I was like, so the Sith, you got to have a robe. And then I was thinking those samurai pants would be perfect for a Sith. That's perfect. Got the whole robe, the cloak thing. And for some reason I saw that sort of padded, you see that the padded like cross pattern of the jacket. Yeah. I seen that in my head, but because that was on some samurai, they got those quilted sort of look, but I wanted to mix samurai with you know, because that's really what Star Wars, you know, is nice. A lot of basic and samurai stuff. But yeah, that's the whole gear. That's the full deal.
That's dope.
Yeah. Thank you. The mask. This was a Reaper from Overwatch, and the bottom half of a Star-Lord mask that I cut, and then I screwed it in with screws and shit, and fastened it, and then, you know, threw some lines across the thing so it looks like it goes with it, and then it just sort of came like it was all, and it just came together, man. I'm super happy with it. The cloak, though, this one came out. Yeah, I do, but I have to recommend if anyone wants to do this, use a thick fabric for the cloak. I mistakenly got the thinnest black fabric because I wanted it to be really, you know, flowy or whatever, but that was a mistake. Go with the thicker fabric, and it'll be really nice.
That was a better choice, the thicker one.
Thicker would be definitely better for the cloak. Because if you watch the movies, the cloaks that they're wearing are actually they do have a little bit of thickness to them. They're it's like more of a, you know, textured fabric. So that'll be the only thing I do different. I'll remake that shit. But yes, real men can sew too. That's right. Hellboy suit was impressive.
What it was for the time, definitely.
Oh, the movie?
Yeah, for the movie.
Yeah.
That was very impressive for the time. Like,
Prince Nuada's costume was impressive too.
Who?
Prince Nuada.
Who's that?
From Hellboy. Prince Nuada from Hellboy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yep. From part 2.
I don't know a lot about Hellboy. Totally.
That's from part 2, right? You talking about the movie part 2, where he's like, he looked like one of the elves. He looked like an elf. It reminded me of like a Lord of the Rings.
He wasn't elf. Yeah, he wasn't elf.
Yeah, dark elf. Yeah, the dark elves or something like that. Yeah.
No, he was what he was a regular elf, but he went rogue. They had agreed to just leave humans alone and society and just just live out their days and and he felt like, look, like at one point we were the majority in this world, not the minority, and he wanted to put that back. That's why he wanted the army. He wanted the mechanical army.
Yo,
Uber bug.
Yo, Fat Tizzle.
Fat Tizzle made it in.
What's going on, everybody?
What's happening, bro?
What's going on?
I had to get on my laptop. It wouldn't do it on my phone.
Yeah.
Well, the phones are limited, man. Laptops are incredible machine.
Yeah. StreamYard is very limited.
I just got to point out his Uber bug hat is a R2D2. That's badass.
Yeah, that's dope.
I changed up the years, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Got my pants on.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
I like that, man. That's dope. I like that.
We did an Instagram. We loaded Instagram like superhero short little movie for our comic selling crew, and that was the character that he did.
Yeah, I'm here tonight to represent the Madmen of Comics, which Reno is founder of, and I've been a part of it for a long time as well. And we have been putting together just a lot of different ways of connecting with the comic community. So I really appreciate this show and everything that he's worked his ass off doing with you guys. And I appreciate you guys as his co-hosts and the things that you do and your knowledge of the comic world as well, and everything that you bring to the table to bring people in,
Mm-hmm.
And so
go ahead.
Yeah, so what's up, Slade? So we got a 25 slab 9.8 grade giveaway coming up the second week in December. Anybody over time who has spent with us since July, we're giving that away. I mean, it's thousands of dollars, and anybody who gets something like that, it's a great way to start a collection.
Yeah.
On your wall, whatever you want to do. Yeah. And it's to get people to know who we're about and what we do on Instagram, trying to connect sellers together. And so we've just been working on that. Really, last year we gave away a short box, a short box of comics.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was awesome. And so we try to upgrade it a little bit this year. And so we got a little over a month left, man. I can't believe how fast it's gone.
I know.
We have nearly 120 people on our list, and these are people that have purchased multiple times from the crew. Yep. And hopefully it'll just keep heating up, when any of us go on sales or live or whatever, the other thing.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, partner. You could talk.
Somebody just said, what books do you specialize in?
Me personally, things have changed over time, man. I have just pretty much all different kinds. I used to do a lot of bronze and silver keys, stuff like that. But just kind of things have changed. I like a lot of the covers that have come out just recently, within the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, these Virgin covers, John Jang, he's a huge supporter of us. His art skills are unbelievable.
Shout out to Jang.
Clayton Crane. I know he's gone through some things lately, but the guy's still a phenomenal artist. His work is, then you got people that are just kind of coming into the mix, Momoko and Leon Lee, and just so many different Mike Choi, and matter of fact, we have a on opticomics.net. We have a book that just came out. Our first, our first exclusive for Fairy Tale Land. I Hate Fairyland #1. It's on opticomics.net, and I wanted to show the cover when I get a minute. I don't know if I can. That's what I'm trying to figure out, is how I could pull it up on here so people could see.
Is there any way you can email it to me or DM it to me? Because then I can put it up.
You mean in terms of like the website address?
Oh, it's okay. No, well, I can just share the screen and I can just go to opticomics.com right now.
Yeah, I mean that's what I have, right?
Yeah, I can do it. I can do it for you. All right. So Opticomics.
I'll post it right here, and then you want to use that and just put it in. You see it?
Hang on.
Show everybody that.
How's that?
Yeah, there it is. So if you scroll down just a little bit and then click on the well, I think it's more up. Yeah, there it is. Here?
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah. So this is the Madmen of Comics, Opticomics exclusive cover. So the crew actually got together, got this artist to make a cover for this pretty popular comic. I Hate Fairyland. It's pretty dope book. I think it's Image, right? Image comic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So that's hot.
Now this young lady is a new and up and coming artist. She's from San Diego. She may do another one for us. My understanding is that Mike Choi is going to be doing one for us soon. But there you go, guys. A little bit from the Madmen of Comics and what we're what we're trying to do, and we're thinking about maybe even doing our own online con next year, getting together with some people and doing that.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Yeah, that'll be super dope.
I have no idea how to do that, but
our boy ASAP and them, they did one, so they can definitely tell us how to do that for sure. ASAP, Paul from ASAP and Imagination, they did a what do you call it, online con of virtual con, so we can do that. But the way the giveaway works, guys, is when you come to our Instagram shows, like our Instagram live shows where we sell the comic books live, every $50 that you spend on comic books with us, every $50 you spend gets you a free spot on a raffle wheel, a prize wheel, right? So say you spend $200 buying $200 worth of comics. Well, that gets you 4 spots on the raffle wheel. So we've got people with 20 spots. I mean, we've got people with lots of spots, but like Fatsy said, there's 120 odd people on the list right now. But every $50 you spend between now and December 9th will get you another free spot. So on December 9th, we spin that prize wheel. Whoever's name it lands on is going to get a short box full of 25 9.8 slabs. 25 slabs, all 9.8 for free to one lucky winner. And then I'm sure we're going to have other like sub prizes maybe. Because I know last year we did it. We had 4. We had a grand prize and then like first, second, and third prize. And once you get all those, sorry, go ahead.
We'll have 4 as well.
We'll have 4. So like last year we had 4, but when we gave away the 4, there were still so many people that was there and didn't get anything, and I felt bad. And I was like looking around, and I was like, What else can we give? So I grabbed the statue off the rack, and Bygone grabbed something, and like we did like 3 more prizes. So we ended up doing like 7 prizes last year. So we're planning 4, but could be more. We'll see. But if you guys want to get into that, like I said, all you got to do is shop with the Madmen of Comics. So any one of us that you see us on Instagram selling comic books, every $50 you spend on comics gets you a free spot. And it's a really dope promotion, because most of those raffles that, giveaways like that, you have to buy your spot. You have to pay like $25 or whatever just to get a spot. Every $25, you pay, you get another spot on the prize wheel. The way we do it, instead of, paying $50 for that spot, you're actually getting $50 worth of comics. You're buying $50 worth of comics. You're not paying for the spot at all. It's just every time you buy $50 worth of comics from us, we give you a free spot. So the spots are free.
And what I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm sending as many invites as I can to your guys' show, so people can get involved in your guys' conversation right now, which is awesome.
Yeah.
The more the merrier.
That's right.
Definitely.
Guys, I'm glad I do have right now. I have to run to my refrigerator. I'll be right back. Give me 2-3 minutes. 1 minute.
Okay.
I heard you guys talking about Wolverine.
Yeah. I was saying that.
Talk about.
I mean, agree or disagree, Fat T. I was saying that if they gave us, Wolverine, which I don't think we're gonna get, we're not gonna get the costume. We're not gonna get the costume. And then if they do the female, if they do his clone, we're not gonna get Wolverine at all. It's just not gonna happen.
Now, what have I missed that says that there is going to be a female clone of Wolverine? Did I miss some news about that?
What, X-23?
Well, it's not
I was just saying. There was no news. I was just giving my opinion. Like I was just saying how if they give us X-23, we'll never get another Wolverine. At least not for a while. They'll push that as long and as hard as they can.
Yeah.
Especially if it does well.
But listen, they're not stupid. They know damn well if they refuse us Wolverine, that people are just going to be pissed. You're rioting in the streets. I mean, like you cannot deny us Logan. You can give us X-23, but you can't.
That's what this Deadpool movie is going to be. That's our Logan dose.
That's what I was just about to bring up. Isn't that what the?
Yeah. No, we were talking about like in 3-4 years when we finally get a fucking X-Men movie out of the MCU. Who will be? Will it be X-23 or will it be Logan? And if it's Logan, will it be Jackman? And if it's so we don't know.
Yeah, I look at the track record. Like they've been taking out the old people and bringing in younger proteges. Most of them are women. So I'm like, all right, I wouldn't be surprised if X-23 were brought in, and they keep that she's the clone. And they just say, all right, Logan was here, but he's not now. So yeah. Right. But the younger one they had in Logan was great. So I don't know if they could bring her back at all, but she was great.
Yeah, she was. She was great. And these characters that they're putting in and stuff, it's cool and it's all good and all that, and not American Chat. What's it? But all these characters, the Riri's and all these new female characters, those are great to bring in, but they don't replace. They don't replace the original characters. Like X-23 is never going to replace Logan. Riri's never going to replace Tony Stark. We still need those characters, right? If you want,
they're gonna frame it.
You can push them and pump them and do all that all you want, but the fans are still gonna want those main characters that they always loved. So I hope they stay OG, start slow, only Angel Beast, Cyclops, Professor X, bring Weapon X later.
Me too, Norman. Me too.
Yeah. They gave us that kind of an Iceman, that first class. B, what's good? I have 365 clones. I made up UFOs and time machines and rule for every day on Earth, and everyone is in my image. Salute to the B.
Well, so to get back to how they're getting some kind of Wolverine in some way in the MCU to satisfy some people. Mm-hmm. So the Deadpool movie is going to have him in there. So you have Wolverine 88 going through the fucking roof. You have Wolverine 154, 155 going through the fucking roof. You have just all these, where those two are together.
Anything with Deadpool and Logan is going through the roof.
So to me, here's the pattern that I have always seen with Marvel. I have no idea if it's going to happen with DC. That's a whole another ball of wax.
Ooh, man.
DC, because DC, DC's comics usually, what they usually do is, it's usually either a story or an appearance or something, and people buy it and then they disappear, and then when people start looking for it, there's not a lot of them, and they become rare. This has always happened.
Is it because nobody orders them in the first place, so there's a low print run?
Could be. It could be. Yeah. There was a Batman comic I read about. It was super rare. It had the Penguin on the front cover, and I mean, it was super. I mean, it had to be from like maybe the 30s or maybe like the 40s or the 50s. I don't know. It was rare. They said, and it was like, I think it was like number 8 or so. It was super rare, and there was a guy, he had it, and he said when he was a kid, his brother, in their childhood home, his brother was being mean to him, and they had drywall up, and his brother dropped it behind the wall.
Oh shit!
And told him that he burnt the comic and destroyed it. Yeah. So the guy thought he was literally, like, the comic was literally gone. So the guy turns 50, and he's talking to his brother. He's like, "Yo, you remember when you threw my comic, man? You threw my comic out and you burned it and you threw it in the wall." And his brother's like, "No, I never burned it. I just threw it in the wall just to hide it from him." And he's like, "Really?" He was like, "Yeah." So they went, they still had the house, the child. So they go back to the house, and the guy rips the wall open, and the comic's in there. It's in pristine condition.
Like Action Comics #1 or something, right?
You missed it. He went scrambling like a crazy motherfucker to the house.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, I'm ready. I'm on the way."
Tripping head over heels the whole way, rolling.
Yeah. Now they said the comic that he had, there was only, that they know of, like maybe like 4 of them or 5 of them, something like that. Ooh. That they knew that were in existence, and his was the best kept one that they had ever saw.
Because it was just sitting in that wall.
It was sitting in the wall. It sat in the wall for years. Yeah. And like I've seen some DC comics that are like Superman #1. The first one I ever seen, it was in a museum. It looked like it was in a fire, and it sold for $1 million. The cover would look like the cover literally had burn marks on it, and it sold for $1 million. And then
I've seen him sell like one page out of that comic for $500, and it was a page with ads.
Yeah. Now, I think like 2015 or something like that, 2014. Some guy, his uncle or his grandfather died or something like that, and he had a Superman, the Action Comics #1, and it was in way better condition than the one that we saw that's in the museum in California, and it sold for way more than that one. Wow. And then later on, people started finding them. Their uncles, their grandfathers had these comics that that people would throw away. and now they're seeing how valuable they are. Now they're going through comics before they throw them away. Any other time they just throw them out, put them on the curb, give them to kids, sell them for a couple nickels at a yard sale.
Well, here's what I believe is going to happen over the next 5 years. Okay, this is my prediction. Fat T's prediction. You get this shit recorded right now.
Wait. Hold on, Fat T. So I gotta put the stamp on it. So I gotta put the stamp.
Let's do it.
This is what's going to happen. The one is obvious. Okay, it's the DC books are going to just like for the longest time. You know, I could buy the $10, $15, maybe $20 Silver Age keys from my local LCS. He was cool. He'd get me deals because people weren't going crazy for those. And then all of a sudden, it was like the last of those superheroes where the silvers were reasonable. Now they're all fucking $40, $60 a piece. And I'm like, bro, what happened to the prices on these? He's all just it's the
DCEU.
Way and so I think he raised a little bit higher than what they need to be, but it is the truth about what happened with there's a sequence to these things. All right, so the DC thing, but what I have started to see is Golden Age comics are popping up everywhere in these IG sales now.
Yeah. Oh, really?
They're not necessarily hugely expensive yet, but I believe in the next 5 years, you're going to see a run on Golden Age issues that you wouldn't expect. Like just somebody this guy gave me all these Golden Age like cowboy issues, and he said, "Yeah, my brother doesn't want these, dude." And so I was like looking at them, and I'm like, man, they're like 10-cent like guns.
Oh wow, like Rawhide Kid and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow.
And those are the ones, in my opinion, that people are going to start going for because people are always looking for something different. There's something about the art in those. I personally, somebody asked, what am I going to personally collect? I personally am going to start looking for reasonably priced
Silver Age comic.
Yeah, Golden Age Superman.
I mean, Golden Age
Superman. Oh.
I mean, there's some.
You know what, Fat T, you're right, because I buy them whenever I see them, and if I see them for a good price, I just pick them up.
Right, and you can get Superman. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I usually buy them, and that's another thing with DC too is DC's doing something now that's going to push their comics over the edge. That's going to make them rise. The card covers. When they stop doing the card covers, they're going to be rare, and the people that bought them,
like the card stock.
are gonna because that's what a lot of DC comics, why they rise in price so much, is because you can't find them. You can't find them in abundance. They
what up?
They're just not there. Like, we might be able to find Wolverine, and you can go on eBay. You can find Wolverine. You can find like 80s, 90s, 70s Wolverine, X-Men. When it comes to DC comics, a lot of them just, I don't know, but they just didn't make it, man. It's like you said, Fatty, maybe they didn't order enough of them and only a few people bought them, but they're rare because there's not a lot of them.
Like in my town, there's a store, an LCS that specializes in just back issues. That's it. And every month he's got $1 back issue day, and everybody comes in there, and he has a bunch of sellers selling toys and their own comics out in front. But he jokes around and says that's how he pays the rent and stuff. But he's got like lots, the whole side of the walls, all DC issues. I could tell you exactly what you're saying is going to happen. That shit's going to start disappearing because those print runs. Yep, pre-code horror. Norman Rad saying, but
pre-code horror is on the rise. He's right.
Superman, Batman's already kind of been. It's kind of everybody knows about all that stuff, but I think that Golden Age Superman is the next big DC not just because the Superman movie, but there's just something about the art in that 40s and 50s, the 40s and 50s.
Yeah,
I agree.
The hairstyle and all that shit is it's just different. I don't know what it is about like the lack of detail that's more attractive than like the crazy ass John Jang stuff. But for me,
it's like that Batman show, the Batman the animated series and the Superman the animated series. Those were modeled off the 40s look, that basic 40s look, that style, that art style that you're
and I
talking
buy
about.
those comics whenever I buy them whenever they draw that. Whenever they draw comics in those style, DC, I always buy them. Yeah, always buy them because they don't do a lot of stuff like that. When they do, it's usually a limited run.
I'll show you guys something real quick that I just picked up. It just came out. It's a reprint. Did you guys see this one come out?
Wait, hold on. Oh, raise it. Go higher.
Oh, the Marvel
hold it up higher. Hold it up higher. The Shazam's nice.
Marvel Family Comics #1. This just came out.
A reprint? It's a reprint of the.
It's a reprint.
Yeah.
Really? I'm gonna have to go get one of those.
Yeah. Look, see.
Wow, that is dope.
So when I didn't know this was coming out, so
I love reprints. I like them.
And I think even the inside.
Yeah.
I think it has the. Does it have the original?
The ads and everything.
It has. There's a story on the inside that was originally there.
Oh wow. Yeah.
That's the way they used to do it, man. That's the way they used to do it. And then the back has the original back. See that?
That's so
you want to be a
cool.
part of this comic book, dear sir? I'm enclosing $1 for 7 issues. Please hurry! I don't want to miss any of the new issues. Anyway, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I think this stuff is going to start popping, because even the comic book companies realize that golden shit is starting to go through the roof.
Yeah. And it's like, because I think the whole community is like evolving, because like it's like you said, like, you know, people start out with one, you know, they like one thing, but then they sort of get into other stuff. It's like I didn't really like that old style of art. You know, I like this stuff. Like I was like, where's the new shit? Like where's all that great art? Like this is amazing. And then I was like, but that old stuff is like, looks like a 4th grader drew it. What the fuck is that? And then as I got more versed in comics and got more into it and started to learn about Jack Kirby and learn about these old guys and really start to see the uniqueness in their art and how it was actually groundbreaking at the time and stuff. And then all that, and then the nostalgia and just like that old gold, you know, that golden era, you know, vibe, it just sort of grows on you. And then you end up evolving into understanding it. And then when you understand it, you like it. And then you start collecting. And I think since COVID, you know, the pandemic birthed all these new comic book, you know, fans and collectors. They're evolving, and now they're getting to the point where they're starting to understand and appreciate the golden age stuff.
Well, it's a comic renaissance is what it is.
Right.
What we had was more of like an economic renaissance where everybody had the money. But then what that did was it just made a whole new generation
of collectors. Awesome. Yeah.
The movies are great, but really it comes down to, you know, Green Arrow. My son's he's 18 now, but I started getting him into comics. Now, when I was a kid, like Green Arrow, okay, he was watching the Green Arrow show, and it's actually really well written, that Green Arrow show.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Watching the Flash, and I said, Dad, I said, son, you want to come with me to the comic book shop? And from Opti, you know, where the comic is that we were just talking about. Okay, he's all, Dad, what about Flash? I want all the Flashes that I can get. So now he's he's got his own little. It's like this little box, of stuff that he likes. But
that's cool.
You're creating a whole new group of people.
Yep. And yeah, that it's like that perfect storm thing, because like Norman Rad said, YouTube. So like YouTube actually made a comic collector out of me. 2018, I think it was around that time. Like I remember when I was 12 and 13, and like I said, when I've said this before, when Carnage came out and Spawn came out and all that stuff, like I had just got into comics, and then Carnage happened, and then Spawn happened, and so that just, I was really into it for like a whole year there. 12, 13 years old, I was really deep into it. Then I started getting into girls and driver's licenses and just forgot about comics pretty much. Didn't forget about comics. I won't say that. I stopped buying them, but I would still frequently just walk into comic stores and look around. I'd done that my whole life. And then 2018, watching a YouTube channel, I think it was Robcore, and he was telling about the House of X, Powers of X-Men that was about to come out. And I was so like amazed by what he was saying. And then when it came out and he started doing the videos on it, I was like, man, I have to get this thing. And I went to the comic book store and I bought House of X, Powers of X. It was so good. I started looking for everything else that Jonathan Hickman wrote and did. And I started collecting all that stuff. And because of the mutant stuff, I was buying everything that came out for mutant stuff, like anything any mutant title, from X-Men to New Mutants to Excalibur, anything mutant related, I was buying all that too. And then I turned around and looked, and I'm like, damn, I got a whole short box full of comics now. That's crazy. And then that turned into 2 short boxes and 3, and then it was just like evolved from there. But yeah, from like 2018. So the perfect storm of the movies, the Marvel movies, the internet, YouTube, COVID, the quarantine, the extra money, all those things swirled together, and comics have definitely hit a renaissance.
Yeah.
Perfect storm of ingredients.
Now I'm gonna ask for one more plug, dude. Can you show that cover? Show that cover, opticomics.net. This is from the Fat Man of Comics. This is from the Madman of Comics. Okay, specifically Shaggy and Bygone, who is the owner of
Mad Comic Lounge,
the Mad Comic Lounge, and Opticomics. They put it together. Go on there, guys, and get one. It's only $15 for the Virgin, and the Virgin is beautiful.
It is.
Very, very different. I think somebody said it was like God damn, I can't remember the name of that. There's a cartoon on TV that somebody said it was like. That there's a
that.
It's so cool. It's not just the color, but there's a balance to it and a unique style that makes it very attractive and desirable. So. Spread the word on the I Hate Fairyland #1 Virgin.
Yeah, it's really cool to have it, like to have that in your hand, that art. It looks very good. Let me get a better shot. There, you guys can see a better close up of it.
Yeah, and
a lot of detail. Yeah.
Just go to opticomics.net, and that's how you get it. Spread it around. If you can't afford that $15, go to shop and pay $3 a week for 5 weeks, and you get it on yourself.
You buy it on time.
Find some way to make it happen.
All right. If you guys don't mind, can I bring something else up?
Hey, that's what you're here for, brother.
All right.
Let's do it.
Okay. I saw something today, and this is not something I really pay attention to, but I wanted to get your guys' take on it. And that has to do with the fact that I don't know the actor's name. Gentleman is African American, and they decided to make him Wonder Man.
It was the guy that played Morpheus. The guy that played Morpheus in the Matrix.
But he was also in Aquaman. He was in.
He played a Black
Manta.
Oh, Black Manta,
and he was Morpheus in the Matrix. New Matrix movie.
And he's a phenomenal actor, but there's been some backlash over this stuff.
Oh wow!
Like what?
Because like, of the race bending, I think.
All enough alone. It's like, okay, you've got enough of this kind of character, and then we're taking man characters and turning them into women. We're taking white guys and turning them into black guys, and
white guys turning them into black women.
So I don't. Yeah. I'm really interested in your guys' your guys' thoughts on this. I know you guys talk about probably similar things before, but it just seems like I thought we were in an era where we're kind of past that kind of stuff. It's just like is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're just trying to connect with. So they're taking advantage of the fact, in my opinion, that there are so many more fans now. Mm-hmm. And they're not all of one, ethnic background. Yeah. They're of various ethnic backgrounds, and so I feel like they're trying to, reach out using just different ethnic communities for those superheroes. But I was just very surprised by some of the comments that I saw. I want your opinion of that.
I don't really mind the race bending as long as like when you're doing it, you're not cutting off something that's integral to the character. Like people always want to say, oh, what if we made Black Panther white, or what if we made Storm white? Well, no, because those two being black is integral to their character. Their heritage, where they come from, is integral to their character. You cannot do that. Whereas I feel like I don't know a lot about Wonder Man, but I don't think him being white is integral to his character. So I don't really care as long as he plays it well. Fine. Like it's the same thing with Keke Palmer with being Rogue. There's been like a fan casting with that, and she was even her for Halloween. Like I don't really care. Like as long as she has a Southern accent, then it's fine. Like it just doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, because she can still be black and have that same Southern accent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, as long as you have that, I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter to me.
That's
what about you, Stu?
And I want to definitely hear Stu Dog's opinion on this as well. But I think to me, it was not necessarily. I totally get what you're saying, but it was about people's comments about that surprised me. I wanted also your thoughts on just it was surprising to me comments of people saying not again, not I was just surprised at how many people were angry with it. I saw so many people going no and all this. That's what was surprising to me. That's more of what I was referring to. But
well, I think it's like with the Rings of Power whole debacle with the black elves and black dwarves and all these people having problems with it. Like all that stuff has sort of re-stirred up the pot of the race swapping, and there's a lot of these, and I see a lot of these dudes they're white dudes on YouTube, and they have whole careers based on talking shit about race swapping characters, and it's like the big thing. And I don't think that they care as much as they're acting like they do. It's like Sada said, really, does it really matter? Like it doesn't, if it's not integral, if it's not changing the character, if their race does not affect the character like some do, then it's fine. Then who cares? I think race swapping is a lot more feasible and acceptable than gender swapping. Well, that's just my if you made Wonder Man a woman, that would be hard. What are you doing?
Oh yeah.
Stu, what's your thoughts on that, brother?
Well, you got a lot of people that just they're built on stereotypes, and the stereotypical superhero is white male, muscular.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he's got money, sometimes he doesn't, and he saves the day for everybody, regardless to what their race, color, creed. But mostly, they live in a world where there is no ethnic diversity. So now you bring these characters to the screen, and people are saying, well, we audition these people, and this guy's the best one for it. He might be African American. We can make it work. Hollywood's like, we're gonna do it like this, and it does work. But then you got some people who just are stuck on that stereotype. They're just like, well, all superheroes should be, Caucasian males who, who save the day and save everybody, and nobody else can save the day but them. And if there is a character of another race or gender, they play a lesser role.
Yeah.
And they look cool, they talk cool, but they just play a lesser role. And so when America was always built on just racism. This country is built on racism. I mean, it's just what it is. But now in 2022, when you hear people say there's no place for that in 2020, it's true. We have mixed so much that nobody should even care. Like when we were talking last week or the week before? We are talking about the Little Mermaid. When you if you would have took a room full of 5-year-olds or 7-year-olds,
boom, Norm Rad,
and you put them in a room, right? And you put them in a room and you showed them Little Mermaid, they wouldn't have gave it. They wouldn't have never noticed what genders. I mean, what race she was. They don't even care. They just they don't care. They have no idea whatsoever. It's the mom, yeah. It's the moms that care, and the dads and the aunts.
My daughter grew up on Little Mermaid, and now
then go watch that. I know. Go read the Wonder Man comics to soothe your soul. You'll be all right.
Right. So yeah, right. And so we gotta erase it. We gotta break the chain. We gotta erase, kill the stereotype, man. Just let people know, like, look, man, it's cool. I tell people in a minute, I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I think it's dope. I think it's, like we say on this show, if it, don't do it just to do it.
Yeah. Right.
But if you can do it and it's cool, all right, and you can make us believe that that's the way it's supposed to be. All right, we're with that. We're with that. But don't do it just to be woke.
Right.
Or make a character gay just to be woke.
Yeah. Be popular.
There's a lot of backlash right now from the new Buzz Lightyear movie. They're saying that in China because Disney put a gay couple in the movie, and the Chinese people, there's no place for that in a child movie, and they're right because they're not going to show their children,
right?
And America has to respect that. Yeah, they have to respect that they don't do that over there, and in certain countries they're just not going to do it. You could have made just 2 versions of it without that, and swap it out, and just put the movie out everywhere. But America's got to understand they have their values, and other people overseas have theirs, and you have to respect that.
There's no place for sex scenes in kids' movies, gay or straight. I don't care. Like, why is there a sex scene?
There's, or even the suggestion of it. There's none for it. So but to answer your question, I just think that it's just ignorance, and it's ignorant of people to even make comments like that. Now you gotta look at it like this: what if, I don't know, let's just say, all right, it's Captain America, right? Let's just say they recast Captain America, and they put him up on the screen, or whoever it is going to be recast, and then you have a bunch of African American people going in and saying, well, Captain America's really, he's really black. He's not really, he's not really white, and they start making derogatory comments. Sometimes you gotta put yourself in other people's shoes. Right. How would people feel if it came about like that? It's door swings both ways. You know what I mean? And Marvel did make an African American Captain America.
Black Jesus.
We can't.
Jesus. It's like telling when you broke the news to white people that Jesus wasn't white. You know that's kind of like the same feeling.
Yeah, I think Steve Rogers is one of those rare characters where like him being white is kind of integral because of the time period and like when he came about and everything and like the symbol and that how symbolic he was. He's one of those rare ones. So like but it's just really ignorance. Like people are more focused on the casting than the fact that we're gonna have a Wonder Man movie. Like where did this come from? Like people are focused on the wrong things.
Let's watch the movie. Let's just enjoy the movie. Yeah, let's just enjoy the movie and have a good time.
Why are we making a Wonder Man movie?
Yeah, I was irritated when they said that. I was like, Wonder Man.
Yeah, and like who's this big Wonder Man fan that's all offended by you're taking my Wonder Man race? Like, who cares? Who's a Wonder Man fan? Like, I don't even know anyone that's ever said.
When they're gonna do the what was it, the Wonder Twins? When they were gonna do that and then they scrapped that, like where did that come from?
What happened? Okay, so I was collecting those Wonder Twins books for no fucking reason. God, I didn't know they scrapped it.
Oh yeah.
They scrapped that.
Listen, you gotta watch. You gotta watch this channel every week to keep, and then you can stay in the know.
That's right.
Because we definitely gonna give you all the scoop. Yeah, they scrapped that movie. I mean, look, they scrapped the Batgirl movie that was fully filmed, finished, done with post production and everything. Nothing.
Hot about that Batgirl movie, bro. Stu is hot.
I think, man. I'm scouring the web trying to get a copy. Somebody gonna give me a copy. I'm gonna get a copy. I'm gonna watch that movie. I promise you that. I'm gonna see that movie. I'm gonna get to see that movie.
There was something about they had a Clayface scene in that movie.
Really? Don't get them more upset, man.
Stu, you're gonna be so mad, bro. When you find out he that's his main villain he wants to see in a Batman movie, Clayface.
Yes,
Clayface would be dope, man.
Why?
Clayface would be dope, man. Like
one they haven't done yet for one.
Yeah. If Marvel could do Sandman, DC could do Clayface.
Yeah,
they're pretty much the same thing
for the time period.
The same way. Yes, he did.
Yeah, they could definitely do that if they did that. I'm trying to find the article though, because it said that they scrapped. They even had like a clip of it or something too. Where is that? Maybe I had it on. Hold on, let me check.
Dang.
I think it's on YouTube. Let me check my YouTube. Where did I put it? There we go. Is it here? Clayface.
But yeah, I just don't think it's fair. I just don't like it. I'm like you. I'm disgusted with it. People make comments like that, and they just don't. It just is what it is. If you don't like it, don't watch it. That's what the great thing about America. It's freedom of choice. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it.
Like you'll truly be all right. You'll be okay.
You're definitely bringing up a good point. People get a little serious about this stuff, but that just goes to show what I was saying earlier. There's a renaissance with comics. In the movies and the comics, and because I'm a seller, I make money just like anybody else. I certainly don't make as much as I used to, but I have to say that like the way that the movies are coming out side by side with some of the comics, or basically how it's all working out. Okay, a movie starts to come out, people have the FOMO, then they suddenly go out and start getting all the old comics that go with that character. Movie comes out, and that unless it's an extremely important key, that comic just drops into the toilet. And I'm like, what is the purpose of people going to get comics because the movie's coming out? Why don't you just see the movie and enjoy the movie? If you liked that character, then maybe collect it. But I just don't understand why a comic goes up in value because of a film. I mean,
because they feel like that's going to make the character popular, and then when the character becomes popular, now their comics are valuable.
Yep, social media.
Yeah,
it's a flawed system because it's a flawed system because if the movie sucks, that doesn't work. Like Morbius, Morbius. Everyone's trying to get the Morbius comics, and then Morbius came out and it sucked, and you can't sell a Morbius comic now. But all those people that invested and ran out and bought all the Morbius comics, now they're sitting on a bunch of toilet paper.
So, I had $125 first appearance of Gore,
the God,
Gore the God Crusher. Okay. Right. $125. A week later, it was worth $70.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. Because the movie
that is a major MC character.
Yeah.
That does not deserve to drop like that.
That's half. Right.
But nobody has bought it from me yet. I put it up. And still nobody has bought it from me yet. I can't believe it.
Dude, and that's the thing. You can't sell them anymore. It's like, yeah, these books have value. It's like the same thing as with the with all the big variants and all the crazy exclusives and things. Like they're big expensive books that they put out, and then it's like they're really expensive now, but you'll never be able to sell that. You know, it's like, yeah, you might pay. Like I paid $180 for this dope Snake Eyes Virgin variant of like Cobra Commander and shit. It was amazing. It was $180, but you can't sell it. Nobody else wants it. Like it's only valuable to the collector. You know, some of these things are only valuable to the person that wants it. That's because you have non-collectors just buying out of impulse. Right.
That's really what it is. The casuals want to feel like they're nerds and they, they want to dive in, but not really. And it always shows when you try to have a real conversation with them concerning these characters. They don't know what they're talking about. So it's like
that's 100% true. That's 100% true. And also remember when we had the women on there, the women show. And what's the one chick that owned the shop? Not Nerdy Girl, the other one.
Amber has the shop, has the comic shop. Yeah, Amber.
Yeah,
Creamer.
Remember what Creamer Ash. Yeah, remember what she said? She said, and she brought up a really good point. She said, we let the seller set the price. All we got to do is don't just don't agree to it. They can't if they can't sell it at the price that they want it for. We're letting them set the price, because if one person goes and buys that comic for $200 and you be like, I want it, but I don't think it's worth $200, and somebody like you just said, the casual guy goes in there and buys it off, man, I paid $200 for it. Now everybody's going to set the price at $200.
Right.
And that's what's killing it. And she said that. She said, just don't let them set the price. Just don't buy it. And she's right.
Yeah, and that's that's the whole, that's kind of like, I don't know. Reminds me of global warming. It's like we all know what we're supposed to do, but we're just not gonna. It's like, who knows? But Stu, I'm sorry to tell you, this is not what I thought it was. It's not from Batgirl the movie, but it is a Clayface and Batgirl fight. But it's white.
Oh, is this from
the game?
Gotham Knights, or is this like
Gotham? It's from Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights. Yeah, it's Clayface. Clayface, I should have killed you long ago, Basil. I won't make that same mistake again.
Fat T, look how cool that would be if that was a movie.
Oh.
Yeah, Clayface would be cool, just like Sandman. That's a great.
It's just a pile of goo.
That's how they made him look. You can make him look cooler than that.
A horror aspect.
Right, that's right.
It could be great.
Remember, Clayface doesn't have to look that way. He can look however he wants.
Can he just look like a regular person if he wants, right?
He's still a pile of.
Yeah, he's a pile of clay. I mean, he's a pile of goop. but he can.
It's appealing, maybe.
Yeah, but the horror aspect. You're right. They could do some really cool stuff, horror wise, and make it really dark and cool. But he's got to be able to train. From what I understand, can't Clayface do like Mystique and become anybody he wants? Isn't that his deal?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
he's an actor.
Okay. He can
he's an actor
change
called Matt
size.
Hagen.
Yeah, because I think one of his he's an actor, the actual guy. One of them. I know there's different.
Matt Hagen. Matt Hagen was.
Yeah,
right, Matt Hagen was the actor. Yeah, he was the actor.
So I know that plays into it as well.
Right.
Well, folks, I got to get going.
Thanks for coming, man.
People to see.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Thank you for dropping in.
No, thank you for being the only one of the madmen that came through, brother.
Hey, man.
The only one.
I'll come on again.
Anytime.
Stir up the shit. So, bring us
much bro. You're always welcome.
And racist shit up as I can next time. Keep it going, baby.
Always welcome, brother. Always.
All right. Peace out.
Hey, see you later, bro. One. That's my brother. Brother from another. OG Clayface wasn't fully body. It was just his face. Oh, right. Clayface. So he had like a regular human body and his face was all gooey.
Mm-hmm.
Right. His face can
if they brought him into the Matt Reeves universe, they could do that.
Yeah.
Because there was more than one Clayface. Yeah, there was more than one. We know there's more than one.
Yeah, there's several. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so it could be done. I can dig it. Dude, so there's this whole I really wanted to talk about Tales of the Jedi because we didn't talk about it the other day. But it's like 11 o'clock and I have a lot to unpack with that show. So we're gonna wait. Because I don't want to go into it. It's like 11 o'clock.
We'll do it Wednesday.
It'll be perfect because that's like Star Wars Day anyway.
Right, that's our review day. Yeah, that's our review day.
Yeah, so Wednesday we'll do it. We'll chop it up. Wednesday we'll do the whole Tales of the Jedi thing because, damn, it is dope. Like it is the best thing I've seen in a long time from Star Wars. I like it better than Bad Batch. I like it better than
And people keep talking about the Dooku episode. People love the Dooku. They love the Dooku.
He's in like 4 episodes. It's like 4 episodes all about it. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, they love Dooku. They love the Dooku stuff. People love it.
Yeah.
Remember, the guys at my job, the Star Wars guys at my job, that's all they talk about. They talked about it to me the whole weekend. Did you see the Dooku? You see the stuff with Dooku? I was like, listen, I didn't get through all of it. I like what I saw. They was like, you gotta watch Dooku. We gotta talk about it.
You got between now and Wednesday to get through them all.
Well, I'll definitely get through it all. Trust me when I tell you.
Yeah, you got to. Because it's like young Dooku and because Count Dooku was a Jedi. He was trained by Yoda and he had a Padawan.
Ho. You gotta save for Wednesday.
Okay. I wasn't gonna get deep. I was just saying what was what, but all right.
We gotta give him something. We gotta give him something to come back for. Give him something to come back for.
All right, y'all.
But my battery's getting low. Yeah, my battery's getting low. So we gotta.
First annual Halloween special has come to a close, y'all. But next year we're gonna definitely plan it out and do it better. Get some, have some more, advertised for like a couple weeks and like really get this party packed and really popping. Yes, I'm in character. I'm Darth Noir over here.
Yes.
We'll definitely get it in next Halloween for sure. But y'all already know what it is. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. Same bat channel, same bat time, all that good stuff. You know what it is. We'll see you guys Wednesday. Don't miss it. We're gonna talk Star Wars and all that good stuff. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to those who celebrate.
Yes. And thank you everybody that came for coming and kicking it with us. And we'll see you guys Wednesday. Peace.
Peace.